still parked out by the lake, 80 miles from Santa Fe. And I'm sitting here just parked out by the lake. If you're wondering where I park, I'm out parked by the lake. It's the lake that's 80 miles from Santa Fe. And I'm parked out by the lake, 80 miles from Santa Fe. It's the lake that's parked where I'm at, out by the lake. And this lake is where I'm parked, 80 miles from Santa Fe. And I'm still parked out here by this lake, 80 miles from Santa Fe. Do you remember that old lake, the one by Santa Fe? That's where I'm at, I'm sitting out here parked. And I'm parked here by the lake, 80 miles from Santa Fe. And it's a lake that you remember where I parked. And I'm parked out by the lake, 80 miles from Santa Fe. It's a lake that's parked where I'm at, out by the lake. And this lake is where I'm parked, 80 miles from Santa Fe. And I'm still parked out here by this lake, 80 miles from Santa Fe. And someday I'm gonna move, but right now I'm parked. And you know that lake out by Santa Fe, that's where I'm at. I'm parked, waiting for you. And you know that I'm parked out by the lake. You remember that lake out by Santa Fe. And I'm gonna sit here parked out by this lake, out by this lake, by the lake at Santa Fe. I'm sitting out here parked. It's where I told you how I felt, by the lake at Santa Fe.
What's up, guys? This is Heis. I thought that would be mildly silly if we did that for the intro. Don't mind me. If you want to know where I'm parked, down by the lake, 80 miles from Santa Fe. It's a very important song, and I'm glad that you all heard it. Anyways, what's up, guys? This is Heis. Yeah, we're here. It's Mon-Two-Zuma Monday. It's on Monday. Look at that. Yeah, and we're gonna be looking at the chooch. I think today I was spinning the model around, staring at stuff, and I'm sitting here going, what do now? We've got our silly throttle valve. We've got, you know, Johnson bar and valve gear and all that stuff. So I kind of was thinking it would be good to just kind of go through to start and audit kind of where the model's at, make a list, and then kind of see from there what we want to spend some time on that hasn't been done yet. So I think that's what we're going to do. Before we get too far into things here, we have a message from Jordan Freeman, conductor, 28 months. He saw the DNR-GW party train in the Train Mountain vlog and thought the three-quarter idiots would build something like this. Yes. Yes. Leighton was scheming as soon as we saw that train and toured it with the owner of it. All manner of things were being schemed. So, yeah, Leighton's trying to get me to go, okay, well, what about daylight, and the tavern car is the tavern car. It'd be fun. Anyway. Train Man something. Number 1, the song means Santa Fe all the way. Yeah, well, 80 miles from Santa Fe, not quite all the way, but yes. So, anyway, I'm gonna jump into Discord. It looks like our SolidWorks helper, Panman, and then as well Dusty are here today. Maybe. They're in the Discord. I don't know if they're here. Maybe they're not
here. I don't know if you can hear me.
Oh, now we can.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
You guys are a little close. Or a little quiet. It's the same as close, right?
Sure.
Anyway. Oh, and now the rest of the top chats are coming in. Rory Eden Brakeman, 9 months. Hey, 9 months. It's also your 2nd month working with Pure Marquette 1225. Awesome. Congrats. Striker Engineer, 28 months. Where's that lake at again? You keep thinking it's about Albuquerque. No, it's about 80 miles from Santa Fe. Recure Gaming Conductor for 22 months. 22 months of trains, yippee. Indeed, thank you. Alex Beck, Conductor, 10 months. And 10 months, woo. Okay, so if we were to take a look at our choo-choo, we have a lot of stuff done. We have the valve gear done, the valve gear's timed. We have crossheads, valve crosshead, regular crosshead. We have the rods with the fake split brasses and everything. We have the spring rigging, but the spring rigging needs some adjustments. And we have the riveted boiler, which also needs some adjustments and probably needs made welded. So let's kind of look at some of those things. We need to interface between lower mud ring front, or I guess mud ring front rather. Mud ring front, washouts, and frame, because we nailed that one. Location of all that stuff. Then I don't think the frame touches the firebox as it sits. It might though. So frame width versus firebox width, which is not a huge deal to adjust, but definitely a note. Frame width versus firebox width. And then as well, there is the cutouts in the frame for the spring rigging. In the frame for spring rigging. Interface between rear driver pedestal and firebox, because yeah, the pedestal for that does not play nice whatsoever. That's what's really clipping. Oh, and I think the wrapper sheet's actually hidden right now. Yeah, that's not great. So that's all clipping by a lot, which needs to be adjusted. Which, that's a conversation Brett and I should probably have of, do we make the boiler skinnier or do we make the frame skinnier? So if we make the frame skinnier, you have a little bit less rigidity. Not that we're terribly worried about the frame rigidity, knowing that this will be made of modern steel instead of whatever the fuck Baldwin got off of the floor back in the day. So that's all stuff. I know Brett wants to do another pass at the front end. Saddle and front end. And Curtis, if you're watching, thank you for the messages earlier about all that manner of thing. Let's see. Let me catch up on top chats here while we're doing this. Oh, goodness. Yeah, they've been going while I've been staring at the model. Rails to fails, conductor 15 months. 15 months time is fake, limes must fly, so today's plan is making more parts to the Zuma to go zoomies. Let's hope it goes well this time. We're kind of auditing what needs done right now, and then maybe we'll make a part or two. Hopefully we'll see just how long everything rolls on here. Yeah. Steam power, fireman for 7 months. What are the plans for lighting on Monty? Assuming she'll have a dynamo, but what about having nice things like cab lights and running gear lights, etc.? Just some fun questions. Oil lamps, because we die like men. you will have an oil headlight, and you will have an oil gauge light. Congratulations. Maybe a water glass, probably a water glass light too, but that's about it. No dynamo here. I will boom engineer 37 months. G'day, g'day. This is certainly a good way to kill the next 2.5 hours waiting for your path. Godspeeds. Hurry up and wait simulator, huh? That's always fun. Train man something. Thank you for the $1. Trainspotter 454. You turned 25 today, celebrated by chasing a train all day. Happy birthday and congratulations on cheaper car insurance. Yay! It's about the only exciting birthday, quote unquote, after 21, I guess, right? So, anyway, Maddie Miller, Brakeman, 26 months. You haven't cut a stream in ages. How y'all doing? Doing pretty good. It's been busy but fun. If you look behind me, you'll note that there's differences in the background. Things have transpired, which is exciting. So, but anyway, if anyone notices that, they'll figure it out. So, Chase Tuna, 7 months. So, Fireman, looks like the model's coming along nicely. Wish you had the time and patience to work with this kind of software. You do need a lot of patience to deal with SolidWorks. It's very true. Cody Dumb Patrick Star Finkelstein, Brakeman for 17 months. No! I am not a Krusty Krab. 17 months, you thought it was more, time is fake, or YouTube goofy. Both are true. Both are very true, so don't worry about that. 94 Chevy. Good afternoon, ES&D! Not even 5 o'clock yet here in Ohio. This is way early, LOL. Anyways, congrats on being a step or two closer to the new abode. I am waiting to hear back on some stuff getting signed today. I can check and see, but it's very exciting. No, nothing back yet, I don't think, unfortunately. So we had it inspected and all that stuff, and there were some things that need dealt with that the sellers have to deal with, and we're making sure that they agree to deal with it. So if that happens, then it's like all green lights the rest of the way. But yeah. Thank you. Mr. Deej! Oh, goodness. Conductor, 15 months. Wow, that's gone by fast. Today we have booked going to the greatest gathering of Lori and his loco. Will be fun. Big love. Oh, enjoy that. That'll be fun. Tell him hello. Cassidy HDR, Brakeman, 22 months. About like that? Is that what you're imagining? Or are you more imagining Tim the Toolman? I don't have that on the soundboard, but I can give you a
glass.
one of those. So, CPC Farms, Brakeman, 11 months. You've got quad color 3D, and you can make me stuff. Good to know. Keep that in mind. Alex, the 8T Heis. What is the model of? This is a CAD model, engineering drawings to come right after, of a full-size replica of DNRG number 1, the Mon-Two-Zuma, because we're stupid. Yep. Anyway, Yearly Gymnast 98, you just checked how many hours in Sea of Thieves you have. It's over 2,000 hours. You're not addicted. You can quit whenever you want. Oh, and also Happy Monty Day. It's fine. You guys have, I see playing that in there in the Discord like every single day, which is pretty entertaining. So, ooh, good point by I Will Boom in the text chat there. No, we don't have an ash pan, nor will it ever have an ash pan. We need a fire pan, but that's a Brett problem, because he designs fire pans professionally. Fire pan, fire brick. Oh, that would actually be an interesting whole setup. But yeah, Brett does that. I don't know. Do I design that to save Brett from doing his day job in his spare time? Or does Brett design that because he's the expert? Or do I just do it wrong and then he fixes it? I don't know.
Either or.
Either one. Yeah. He's out enjoying vacation right now, so he won't know about that PTSD quite yet, I guess. Commander Dumbo, Brakeman, 13 months. Oh, got it. Just scrolled. 3 years of watching has gone by so fast. They grow up so fast. It's time's fake. Luke Sheldon, Brakeman, 9 months. What design changes would you make to 491 or 20? 20, I would love to find a way to make the throttle easier to pull and more likely to stay in place. And probably make it so that the brake rigging, when it releases, doesn't bump into the lead truck. Nice work, Alco. 491, different boiler, different trailing truck. One of the two. Make it a Berkshire. The rear end of that engine is just a problem. Daniel Routh, you have some fun news. Next year, your girlfriend and your friend couple are going to be taking a trip on the California Zephyr round trip, Chicago to San Francisco. Well, that'll be a super fun trip. I've heard the California Zephyr is extremely pretty. And after driving through Glenwood Canyon recently, can confirm, at least the Colorado portion will be very pretty, at least once you get west of Denver. Everything east of Denver is going to feel like the rest of the bit between there and Chicago. So, Micah BE, something, it cuts off your name, I'm sorry. Hey, Heist, just wondering if you could join my Railroader server. My Railroader server hasn't run in a couple months, and it won't run again until the MOW update comes out, and then we're probably going to do it as like a live stream series. But it's open to channel members depending on who's available at what time. So you've got a lamp, so you could potentially be called upon if you're available when we're playing. And then Train Man with another $1. Thank you. I got you $1. Jordan Freeman, what's that white pipe for? Oh, in the background? That's so I don't die of heat stroke in this office, because 1,000-watt power supply plus, small space, plus it's upstairs in a townhouse that has really shitty heat distribution. We got a portable AC. That's probably what you can hear in the background if I turn off the music. But yes, that means that it's actually comfortable in here. So I would have much preferred a window unit or something, but it was not possible with the geometry of the windows either. So that's what the white pipe's for. Panman 491, conductor 8 months. Did I see Doyle got his Alco PA operational? I did. It was out at Steamtown, and I heard he got to run it. It was cool. Andrew Frame, gonna model your new garage around Zuma now? Correct! That's literally the plan. Yeah, I won't spoil everything about that, but it's exciting. GP30 Foamer, brake ban for 22 months. 22 months free. Thank you to the economy breakers. We'd love to see it. Bjorn Fredrickson, fireman for 30 months. Oh my, you're streaming before I go to bed. It sure must be summer. Love Mon-Two-Zuma streams. Well, I'm glad you're here. And yeah, I did start a little bit earlier than usual today, but it was just kind of the thing to do. So here we are. Trainman! You're also super excited for 20 to come to Durango because you're probably going to visit your grandma in December. Cool. Yeah, I don't know how easily seeable she will be when she's not on excursions. I don't know those details, but she will be there. So, peer in through the back roundhouse door, maybe. I don't know. Through the glass. Matty Miller, probably been asked before, but do y'all have a rough idea how the build is likely to cost? Rough ideas, yes. 6 figures. Is it high 6 figures or low 6 figures? That is what this whole project is for. You could get quotes, we could figure all the stuff out. Shrug. We've heard estimates on the boiler between 60 grand and 250 grand. That's a difference of $200,000. That makes a huge difference. And so it depends on how everything lays out, who we can get funding with, who we can get deals with, all that sort of stuff. And obviously it's going to be under a 501c3 kind of setup. So it's like, hey, tax write-off stuff, which we've talked about, and there may be some opportunities and some of the parts for that. But that's the whole point. Once I've got a place that the locomotive can start to appear, we're going to set up the 501, figure all that out, officially announce the project with an entirely detailed project plan. So that's on my docket to write up, is our project plan for exactly how everything's going to work. And as part of that, we're making a bill of materials, which we have a rough version of that needs updated, for everything that we would need to construct the locomotive. And then rough costs, weights, things, and all that. so that it, totals out and that we've crossed all of the T's, dotted all the I's before we get all that stuff sorted out. So we'll know what more costs when the plan is more definite and when we've got some more things out for bid and we're actually an organization for realsies. Right now we're doing all of the preliminary engineering before we're even starting with any of that crap, just so that we can get all that stuff, out of the way and have a good plan to begin with. So, yeah. Question. Dave's Fine Scale, happy Monday. You ever find a copy of the boiler code? You still going welded boiler or keeping it biblically accurate? I believe at this point we're probably going to go welded because it's probably going to be easier to get that bid. There is a distinct possibility that we might be able to do the riveted boiler ourselves, potentially, and I've got a couple, I've received some documentation from very helpful folks about boiler code things. So I've got some avenues on that sort of stuff, but we'll see exactly what we want to end up doing there. I will draw up a welded boiler at some point, which will be much easier to draw. I'll add that to my list. JTrains 310 Gaming, Engineer for 8 months, 1 Railroader, or member participation video /stream. Railroader's going to come back when the update comes out. The game's kind of samey at the moment, and it's not terribly fun. Member participation video /stream. We'll probably be doing one of those here in the coming months. Not this month, I don't think, but we might be able to do something in August. It's always fun to hang out on stream around my birthday, so that might be a little fun, and we could play more party games or something. So that'll be next month, but yeah. So those are all distinctly possible fun things. Trainman 490 or Trainman something. It cuts off everyone's full names now, YouTube. That's very helpful. With another $1. Thank you. Virgo Drewski, you very much want to come out to Colorado in December to see /ride behind the RGS-20 at the DNS. The runs are in January and February. I don't believe there's anything in December because that's polar time for us and polar time for Durango. You can check the Durango and Silverton's website for more information on their charters and all that stuff. And stay tuned for more announcements on that front. Anyway. Okay, list of things that need done. We're not going to bother with catting in pipes because catting in pipes is more of a frustrating existence than it is to actually just make the damn pipe. I think that's pretty much where we're at on that whole front. Although Brett did do the branch pipes and everything in the front end, but that's slightly more important than how exactly the sander line runs. So I don't want to have that on the list. We don't have the cord for the bell. Oh no. Safeties and fake safety levers. Not that I'm going to draw up safeties. I wonder if Strasbourg has CAD models of theirs.
Sure they do.
They're probably not downloadable on their website, but McMaster Carr would do it.
Yeah.
If not, maybe we could bug Jimmy about CAD models of consolidated safety valves for live Steam and just go rescale that. Let's see. Yeah, no, it doesn't look like there's anything right away. Contact us. Contact you. It's fine. Safeties and levers. Fake levers to do. Whistle pull. Whistle lever. Cab. Front cab doors. The boiler surround. And then I think... Do those get little slidey windows? I don't know if they get those or not. Let me pull up pictures from 20's last outing. Let's take a look-see here. Scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. La 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 la. It's next to my favorite picture of Brett, but where is that? So much earlier in the year than I thought. Kapow. Oh, Glenbrook's cab's a little... Oh, naturally, Glenbrook's got a bigger boiler, so it... Yeah. That fits all differently. I think the music's a little quiet still. Yeah, so Glenbrook's got... It looks like she's got slidey windows, 2 of them that do that. Which I believe Glenbrook has the same kind of period Baldwin cab. Let me see. Do another picture. Well, it's similar at least. Doesn't have all the round trim and everything, but it's the same kind of peaked roof and it's got the same panel. So we could definitely pattern it more towards what Glenbrook has. And then, of course, we do have pictures of Zoom Zooms. Oh, and it looks like... Oh, yeah, she totally has 2 big slideys, but they're just much taller because there's a blank spot there. So they've got the engineer's side window popped open in this shot. Okay, so engineer's front cab windows, or front cab windows, which I think I'll actually need to modify the cab a little bit for, or add the track for. I don't know exactly how that lines out. That's another hole in the cab to plug. Let's see. And then if we take a look inside the cab, I guess I can hide the cab again. I wanted to take a look at the cab, so I unhid it, but of course the cab gets in the way of seeing in the cab in CAD, so. And we have 2 cabs in the model. Hopefully that was the right cab. What about this cab? Looks like a very similar cab. I don't know if there's a difference in those right away. That one's got errors and this one doesn't, so I'm gonna assume that this is the correct one and it'll probably be the other one. And of course I don't need to have it hidden because, or shown because, yeah, whole 9 yards, blah blah blah. Okay, Johnson bar squeeze and rack. Yeah.
Oh, back to safety. The Centric engineer might have drawings too, because he offers.
Right. Yeah, we recently met him at Train Mountain. Yeah, we could reach out to him. Yeah, those things are gorgeous when you look at them under a macro camera lens. It's like they're like that big and they've got casting numbers on them. Let me catch these couple top shots here. Michael Bennett, conductor 2 years. Congrats on the new lamp. You know of a case traction engine that has a welded boiler with a fake lap seam bolted on it. You have to look pretty close to notice. In the case of Mon-Two-Zuma, she's going to be totally jacketed, at least up to the backhead, so we don't have to deal with that, at least. So, yeah. Rory Eden, did you know that the Lima Berks, like the 1225, don't have snifters? They have an open valve or an open pipe with a ball valve called house valves. The idea was to prevent movements due to leaky throttles. One in the shop. I didn't know that the Berks had those, but yeah, house valves are a common setup that a lot of railroads used. Usually more on oil burning things than coal burning things, but that's kind of interesting. But yeah, you can totally do that. It's, I guess with a bigger engine, they try to work a little bit of steam, like a very, very slight amount when drifting, so that they're not clank banging the rods around at the speeds that they run. So you're never really truly drifting, so you're never really worried about sucking the coal gas and everything and all the particulates into your engine. So yeah, I guess you could use house valves just fine on a big engine like that, because operationally the snifter is not as big of a deal, but having a house valve is nice, of course, to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. Shawnee Mission, engineer 27 months. Hi, Heist, glad to catch another stream. You've been busy with moving. Do update the it's fine tally. It's fine, and have a good one. It's fine. It's fine. You have a good one as well. Boom, I suspect the cab will get in the way of looking in the cab, even when the thing is being built, given, well, itty-bitty. Yes. Correct. Do I have to pull up the picture now?
Yeah.
He's not here. He can't defend himself. The picture of all time. Just gotta scroll down. It's coming up on 4 years ago. Time's fake. Yes. How big is the cab? That big. 6'3" at the exterior peak. So, you know, yeah. I think me and my boots, I'm probably gonna bonk my head on some parts of it. I might fit through the peak, I don't know. But we'll see. It's just a wee little thing. Yeah. True Nubs, Hobbies and Gaming, Fireman 25 months. Can't believe it's been over 2 years. Time flies and it's fake, and you love the Train Mountain video. Awesome. There'll be another one coming out for you guys as well. That'll be coming up in the near future here. We've got a second vlog that Brett edited that's ready to go. I just didn't want to dump them both back to back, so we could spread things out just a smidgen. And then I'll be working on the actual kind of edit of Train Mountain stuff and all that probably this week, to get my kind of thoughts and my experience of it kind of put out there, which will be fun because it was great. And then there'll be probably a couple more dedicated videos. Definitely one of speak of the devil and he shall appear. Definitely one of running Nitro's Shay, because that was too much fun and was an entirely filmable thing. And then also probably one running Jimmy Booth's K27 a little bit more in depth and stuff. So that stuff was all fun, because not everyone watches travel vlog stuff, so those will be more narrative based rather than like travel experience based. But I love the way Brett edits those, so I'm glad you guys have been enjoying them too. And as well, I'm waiting on feedback. I've submitted my Puffing Billy video to be reviewed, so as soon as I get the yay nay on that, that one will be out. So more Australia content still to come. It's only been 3 months since the trip. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Cork guitar builder and runner on the main line. Hell yes. Sold. And then there's Nitro, as I said. Upgraded membership to ES&D Engineer. Thank you so much, my friend. That helps make this whole thing happen, as you're well aware. Oh, I should probably less half-ass the jacket. I can put that on my list. Less half-ass the jacket. Because it's the same section just all the way through, and it sticks in through the firebox. So that's another thing to put on the list. We don't have a drawbar or a place for the drawbar to go on the tender, nor do we have a spring buffer or anything set up. And we're gonna want a spring buffer of some kind, or a wedge or something. Should spring buffer, tender, drawbar, tender, drawbar, pocket. Model reviews are so exciting, aren't they? And then the tender has some provisions for brake rigging. I should probably actually do all of the tender brake rigging. Tender brake rigging. Tender brake cylinder. At least where it's going to go and how it's going to mount. It's not a super fun part to draw in CAD, and it's a cast part that we're just going to acquire. Rear tender pocket. Do we have tank valves? Tank valves would be good. Tank valves. We have the valves handles themselves, but not the extensions, and then the pockets for them. Good. ZP97, engineer 1 month. Question, are there any parts on a Loco's running gear that are interchangeable from one side to the other? Which ones wouldn't be? Also, you met a Red River route guy at your job. That's cool. Theoretically, the connecting rods and main rods are swappable side to side, as well as the valve gear. But that's all very theoretical in most setups, and some setups no, but Walshert, Stevenson, everything is up to, hey, what is your current spec on the crank pins, and what is the current wear on the crank pins and your brasses and everything, as to whether it would just bolt right up or not. But you end up seeing stuff like 346 has a rod from a C16, which is not even the same class A engine, but same wheelbase, and they just slapped it on there, but probably not without a little bit of machine work when they did that. So theoretically, those things are swappable. Theoretically, your drivers, if you pressed them off the axle, you could swap side to side. So long as they were clocked then appropriately when you re-stabbed it back on the axle and you quartered the crank pins again. That would only be per axle, because each driver, unless it's some very specific certain situations, each driver's set up to be counterweighted for the amount of weight it's carrying, so they're all going to be slightly different. But yeah, as far as other side to other side in terms of running gear, crossheads can be directional, and sometimes they're not. Depends on the engine. These ones on Mon-Two-Zuma are, because the way they have to drive the key in. So you couldn't swap one side to the other because the key wouldn't be able to go in. Although I guess that would be the same. You'd have to remachine the key slot, even if it was a horizontal key like 20 is. So yeah, I guess most of the crosshead isn't. Your pistons theoretically would be, but again, it depends on your rings and your bores and everything. Same with valves, and again, rings and bores and laps on surfaces and such. Valve crossheads on this engine would be no, but on some engines would be yes. So it's... it depends! Drink. Anyway, I've just got water today, being a good kid. Blues Crew, the Marcus Brody arrival at Train Mountain was hilarious. It was very, very hilarious. Leighton had a Marcus Brody moment. So, you know, that was very funny. Yeah, I couldn't believe that he forgot that there's a time change between us and the West Coast. I only have oh wait, I've got 4 hours. Leighton. Yes. Leighton Moreland. We love him. Spoilers. Sounds like there's going to be more heist news commercials in the near future here, by the way, so careful. John
Tell him
Doe.
to keep his pants on.
I will try. I don't know if I'll succeed. John Doe, fireman for 24 months. Do you remember the thing you DM'd me about? You know that thing. And tell your ADHD to remember that thing. Also, the other project model is at the next step. Can't remember any other updates for you. I'll have to take a look at our DMs because I remember you DMing me. I didn't remember having an action item on it. Evan Grease, I've probably learned to pronounce your name at one point or another before. I'm sorry. Thank you for being a fireman 22 months. Howdy Heis. They keep sticking you under the caboose and locomotives at Kentucky Steam. As a wise old man at Mount Rainier told me once, many years ago, kid, get old and fat and they'll stop making you do that. So there you go. Eric L., conductor for 27 months. Super excited to ride 20 in Durango in February and the photo freight. It's going to be cool. We're very excited to take 20 down and see all the stuff. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Core guitar, we need an engineer hat with John Doe nameplate as merch. That would be silly. Wusky, so early? Can I not stream when I want to stream? I could turn it off and we could start later if you prefer. Anyway, I'm going to continue auditing model things. Actually, I was just thinking about this, looking at Glenbrook's setup, and then having silly thoughts. Sometimes people have silly thoughts, and sometimes they say them out loud. Scrolling through Reddit earlier, and someone was like, is the Erie Triplex a tank engine? And then I went, what? Psychic damage was dealt. I don't know. Is it a tank engine? Vote now on your phones. Let's see. Poll. Is the triplex a tank engine? Let's see. What do the viewer thinks? Because I think it technically is, unfortunately, a tank engine. But I'll let you guys decide. Let's see. Now it's July. There's here we go. So while we're pondering those things, from this shot of Glenbrook that I should stop closing because I'm going to probably keep referencing it. She's got her tried cocks right here, and they're almost not exactly in a line, which is fine. Tried cocks, the drip funnel and everything that drops down, and then the big those big cab braces I don't think we've done yet. Which I guess they just didn't care about the flexing that much to make those giant cab braces. Because they just go to the floor of the cab.
Somebody's got to go back and get a shitload of dimes.
Thank you, Joshua Brown, for reminding us to go get a shitload of dimes. Either that or the cab just moves with the boiler slightly. Which I guess I could see, but it's tied into the frame. I'm not sure how Baldwin was imagining that. Maybe small enough choo-choo really doesn't get much bigger, probably is the answer, but anyway. She's got the tricocks, and then in order to get the second water glass to meet FRA, they tipped the second sight glass to be in line with the tries. And so that way they've got both glasses there. So the question then becomes, we're doing a new build. Do we bother with tricocks or not? Because we don't need them per FRA. Save us 3 holes in the boiler. But that is like one of 4 things that are in the historic Backhead picture of the Mon-Two-Zuma. Tricocks, the throttle, I don't know what the proper word is. The control for the axle pump, throttle itself, the pressure gauge, and then some steam setups, and then the old dumb hand grenade lubricators. And an oil can shelf, and obnoxious giant cab braces. Oh, and she had safety chains too, presumably? Wish we had a high res of this. Yeah, but that's kind of like it. So it's like, do you deal with having a set of tricocks and then that's in the way of everything? Or do you just simply do 2 water sight glasses and call it a day?
Oh, that was going to be my theory, was just replace the tricocks with a glass in the face.
Right. Because it wouldn't match the pictures totally, but...
But you've still got something there, and it provides the same function, so...
Right. And the FRA doesn't care about tricocks. If you have them, you have to inspect them every year, but if you don't have them, it's great.
Just one less problem, I think.
That's kind of what I'm thinking, but I'm going to take a look at my pictures of the O'Connor engines. Ah. See, now here's the problem. The O'Connor engines are not federally regulated, so they have tricocks and a sight glass.
A sight glass.
Yes,
Sight glass.
singular, but we're going to go play on FRA railroads, hopefully, so we need to have 2.
Well, yeah, that'd be my theory, is just save the hole in the boiler, have 2, one either side, same 45-degree angle like they're on.
Yeah, I think that's probably the move. So, sight glasses.
And then the other thing I was going to question, if you're not going to put an ash pan on it, are you just going to go full steam ahead on oil burning, or are you just not putting a pan on it in general?
It's going to have a fire pan for sure. I am the only one that was proponent for coal, and the other 2/3 of the equation are very much proponent for oil, and I am allowed to be outvoted. So I think we're...
Yeah. I can understand all the reasonings, but
yeah, it would be super neat.
Much nicer.
It would be super neat to get to shovel coal and do the thing, but there are reports that they steamed like crap, and it's an itty-bitty firebox, and there's a decent chance...
We do actually want the hotter fire temp.
The hotter fire temp's going to be helpful, and then...
And much easier to manage air with oil firing.
Yes, and also... there's a distinct chance of like, hey, do we want to do runs? Do we run this at the Durango and Silverton in the summer months? Hey, it's got to burn oil anyway. Like, so it's like, all right.
So the list then would be an oil system.
Yep, exactly. So
and possibly redesigning the tender system to have the fuel capacities match, because you probably find that you'll end up having to refill oil just as often as you refill water. Maybe not.
I kind of doubt that. Just because she's so small.
We
would definitely need to do the math on, all right, how many BTUs, how much steam can we generate with this much fuel oil, put a safety factor on it, make sure the tank is that big. And hopefully it doesn't protrude and look like a giant oil cistern, but,
to be fair, I do actually kind of like the look of the giant oil cisterns. They're not trying to hide what they are.
Oh, that's fair. But if people want a historic picture of this thing... Yeah.
Yeah, that's my personal preference, because I'd much rather see what it's burning. And if it's flush with the top, then it's hard to tell, so...
Sure. That's what you use your sniffer for.
Yeah. Oh, you'd smell it a mile away, but
Let's see. 76% of people are saying yes, the triplex is a tank engine. So,
or is it just a really big booster with no additional throttle?
Well, see, it's not a booster because it operates all the time at all speeds.
Yeah. There's no auto clutch to disengage it above 10 mile an hour or something.
Yeah, so doesn't work. Oh yeah, I guess tender lid is there, and then oil cistern. Yeah, tender lid, oil cistern. Okay, so yeah, we put the pan in. I said fire pan, fire brick, and the burner. Again, we're probably not going to do too much on
that was the other thing.
Piping side, but an oil valve and an oil manifolds.
Yes, the controls for such things.
Dampers, yeah.
Are you going to go with a horizontal one or a vertical one?
I mean, horizontal's the convention over here.
Fuck the convention. The vertical one actually has an inbuilt safety factor for if the latch fails, it'll fail into the safe position.
There's salient point there. We have a shut-off rope.
Is that just,
If we have
is
a
that me
failure,
just trying to,
the FRA requires that you have a shut-off rope to kill the oil supply to the valve. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. We either, I mean, the neat thing to do.
You're also pretty tight on space, so vertical one might actually make more sense space-wise.
But at the same time, you could style the oil valve to be like the crosshead pump or axle pump regulator setup, and so it would look appropriate still, but not that it's going to look appropriate with a modern oil door. So
the modern oil door. And then is the plan to light it up on oil on shop air, or are you going to try for a wood fire to
just assume you'd atomize it with shop air, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just having dealt with the R and having to light it on wood,
that sounds horrendous, but I guess, yeah.
50 pound on wood on an engine that big, so...
That's a very large locomotive.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Tell me about it.
No kidding. Yeah. Duster, the R-Class that he's talking about is the one that I ran with the picnic train, and it's a good 33% bigger by weight than 491. So it's like
200-ton engine and tender. So
yeah, I think just the engine's 200 ton. Or no, it would be engine and tender. That's 200 tons.
Engine and tender. I think it's 130 for just the engine, off the top of my head. By the time you got 40,000 litres of water, 10,000 litres of oil, and then the rest of the tender stuff, it'd make 60 ton pretty easy. So,
right, yeah. It's funnily the same tender weight as 91s, but similar capacity, right?
What's 91? 10,000 gallon or?
6,000 gallon and 10 tons of coal.
Yeah, okay. Have I done my math wrong? No. I'll bet. Probably about 8,000 or 9,000 gallon of water then, actually.
Sure.
Because I can't do the gallon calculate. I can't do an exact gallon calculation. I can times and divide by 4, but
sure.
I'm trying to remember the difference between imperial and American gallons is
right. Yes, because we're confusing over here.
Yeah. There's about 0.7 liters of difference between an imperial and American gallon.
Because why not?
One of the C classes has the fuel gauge in American gallons, and the other 9 have it in imperial. So it's always interesting. Why have I used 200 more gallons on this engine? Oh, because it's in smaller gallons.
Yes, correct. Oh, that's obnoxious.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And it's trying to remember which one is 3.5 and which one is 3.8 and which one is 4.5.
Right. Oh, Lordy.
But yeah, if you were gonna light it on wood, I would suggest still having grates.
Sure.
To actually to hold your heat, and so that there is somewhere that's actually convenient to light a wood fire on.
Yeah. No, I think it would just be easy enough to do it on shop air. I mean, it's not going to be a huge burner. You're not going to need God's biggest air compressor to run a airline on it. So.
No. I just didn't know whether you were going to aim for that or whether it'd be slotted on wood, because we've got a pilot burner which we can do off of shop air and shop oil, but it has never worked. So it's always been.
And I'm sure with you guys, sometimes you're lighting off somewhere where it's not exactly a facility that makes sense for that either, So.
Oh, yeah, Canberra Yard, there's no shop air.
Yeah.
We'd have to bring our own compressor and generator and all those things.
And that's even more logistics to the madness.
Talara and Chalora, the other two common places where we light. Same again. no air, so we'd have to bring our own. So, oh no, sorry, I lie. There's air at Chalora. And then the other question is, what sort of oil are you thinking about burning? Are you going to need a heater in the oil tank?
That is a great question. Honestly, she's probably going to do fine on just straight diesel. So
Yeah, okay.
we're not going to be going to a bunker C. It'll either be kind of a recycled motor oil situation, or it'll be a diesel recycled motor oil mixture. The Knott's engines run straight diesel, and they were doing the heck with 41 at the DNS on the test runs, and she did great on straight diesel. So it's like, all right, this is, not as big of a firebox, of course, but it's also nowhere near as big of an engine. So it can definitely be done.
The only thing with firing on diesel is you get that lower flame temp that you don't get with even just waste motor oil or something. You tend to get a higher flame temp than straight diesel.
Right.
The diesel does burn cleaner and it will burn. Whereas with sometimes when we get waste oil, we get water in it and
you get
to drain it out.
You play the game, yeah. Somewhere in my backdrop, I still have the P cup with the water sample from the oil cistern on the locomotive, and yeah.
Yeah. No, there's it's always a game going to the R class and going, right, what oil have we got this weekend?
Yep. Yes, so that's
in saying that, the 59 has come back this weekend. We're taking it down to Kiama, so that'll be good fun.
Oh, I'm excited to see videos of that. I'm gonna come back and see it run one of these days.
Yeah, I may have to invest myself in a GoPro and a mount or something, and or just steal Lucas's.
Yeah, steal Lucas's if you want to mount. The ones that I'm using are the snap mounts. They're not crazy expensive, and it didn't fall off at 50, so.
Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah.
Yep.
So you said 50, and my first thought was, hang on, we went faster than that. Hang on. Wrong measurement.
80, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, 80 for you. Yeah.
Yeah. So I use both anyway, so.
Right. Always a joy. All right, I've got to catch up on some top chats here while we're here.
Yeah,
take a look.
I'll dip back out and continue watching. But
Roger, good questions, appreciated.
Yeah, and rather than spend $10 on top chat, which I know is helpful, it
does help. But yes, your opinion and your feedback is also very helpful as somebody who's actually fired oil.
It's far easier to just chat to the man. So I think I'll do something about my lack of donations shortly.
Roger that. Thanks, Will.
Yeah.
All right. Railrunner conductor for 30 months. Or am I planning to do the fenders, or those IRL only like the pipes? Also, if the triplex is a tank engine, does that mean a 3-truck Shay is as well? I guess the 3-truck Shay would technically be a tank engine by that metric. Metric. Talking's hard. Ooh, there's tank cars blowing up above my head. Speaking of top chats, Rutger Lamberson has said hello. Now Duster had to jump off. Bummer. Fenders. Yeah, no, the fenders actually would be very straightforward to make in CAD. No end of the line yet. So maybe we do the fenders. That would be fun to do today. Yeah, it's a good shout. And yeah, I guess technically a 3-truck Shay would be a tank engine. Matty Miller Boss says you must get back to work now. What a big no. Anyway, happy streaming. Here's some money. Thank you, my friend. Smiddle, an engineer for 37 months. Wow, 37 months of putting up with this crazy bunch of people on this YouTube. Have I seen that the Southern FP7 6133 is turning 75 years old this year? I have not seen that. That's cool. God, an FP7's that old? Well, I guess they were built in the 40s, weren't they? Or I guess it would have been 1950 proper if it's 75. That's easy math to do. That's cool. Baron Van Dragon, personally, you'd leave the tricox in with the sight glasses as well. Redundancy in case the glass breaks is never a bad thing. That's why you have 2 glasses. You could have tricox and 2 glasses. That would be a thing that you could do. By regulation, we're required to have 2 glasses. We're not required to have tricox. The only challenge with it is it's such a small damn backhead that it's going to get kind of convoluted to have all three. So, shrug. We'll kind of sit there and talk about that, I think, amongst the group of the three of us. But I imagine we'd be fine with doing the 2 water glasses. We've had a sight glass break on us before at the museum, and that's not a terribly fun time, but then you've still got the other one, and that's why the rig is that way. And she's also never going to get enough service to be like, oh no, we've run it for 30 days and the water glass with the modern glass is worn out and it's going to break. She's going to be well looked after in the event of any of these things. So, yeah. Joshua Brown, do we want a historic loco resurrected from the grave as accurately as possible, or do we want something functional we can enjoy? Yes. Correct. We want to run the choo-choo and have it look and feel like it did. And we want it to feel, appropriate when people take pictures and everything, and it looks the part. But we also need to be able to operate it because we want to interpret the role this locomotive had, right? So, gotta have a little bit of both. Void Elder, what are the circular yellow handles on the tender used for? Those are the tank valves to shut off the water supply. When you take the engine off the tender, if you don't want to lose all the water out of the tender, you shut those guys off. They don't have their extensions, nor do they have the valve seat at the bottom of the cistern, which was something that I noted earlier in our audit of what's left to do. And they're located right over a frame member. We're gonna have to ruminate on that one. Might have to make a goofy cast thingy. Or adjust something. Shrug. I'll have to figure that out. Court Qatar, chat suggestions, propane, thermonuclear instead of oil. Well, let's see. Our options, you could do coal, you could do propane, you could do oil. Thermonuclear! No. Disinclined to acquiesce to your request.
We know somebody who works on nuclear subs, so yeah.
We do. That doesn't mean that we need to build a nuclear reactor and put it in the firebox. Ugh. Anyway. Andrew Frame, you're going to want to carry as much oil as that little tender can carry. It is a very wee little tender. Don't forget you want the weight of all that oil to help gravity feed itself through the plumbing. Just ask 70. Yes, I believe that. Yeah, and her burner is going to be below the cistern because it's going to be down Theresville. So it should have head pressure, but yeah, more head pressure, more better, always. So, yeah. Virgo Drewski, what about recycled vegetable oil like the Grand Canyon engines? It's not as easy to come by as recycled motor oil and such, but that could definitely be an option. And sometimes that usually comes from kitchens and such, and that's a little bit more dicey of a proposition, I've heard, in terms of what you might be burning like. But I don't know, I haven't experienced burning oil and all those things, so. Rucker Lamberson, hello, my friends. Thank you so much for the generous donation. Hello, Heist and crew. I was recently told saying that while operating a steam engine, they're always trying to shake itself apart. With that in mind, what goes into planning maintenance for Mon-Two-Zuma once built? Standard steam locomotive maintenance. Yes, they are always trying to shake themselves apart. That means regular pitted inspections with the brass hammer, tapping everything and checking everything, checking every pin and bushing on the locomotive to make sure that the castle nuts are still there. They still have cotter pins through them, all the split keys. This is all stuff we do daily on any of our engines. You check it around before you take it out. Hey, go around with a flashlight. Is all the shit there? You go in the pit. You go underneath. Hey, it's all. Oh, that was what Will was talking about. Will's gonna make me redo my outro. He's adding more brakemen. Actually, I think my last outro is about a month old, and it's already rendered on the Puff video. So if they approve the video as is, it will be a little out of date when it comes out. And same with some more of the vlog stuff. But the next stuff that I edit, we'll have set up. But anyway, we'll get to you. Thank you so much for the help. I appreciate it. But yeah, there's no torque spec on a steam engine. You get everything as tight as you can, and you check it frequently. I've only ever really had... Well, sometimes you come up with stuff, and you'll do the pit inspection, and you'll be like, why is there shiny there? There shouldn't be shiny there. There should be grease and dirt everywhere. There's shiny there. What are you doing? Oh, and you realize something in the spring rigging is adjusted and it's starting to rub over here. Okay, keep an eye on that. Is it a big deal? No, it's fine. All right, cool. I've had 491 deciding that she didn't like a cotter pin before in the spring rigging. And I was doing an inspection during Polar, and it was basically on the number 1 driver. It was basically this pin has a big castle nut. And the castle nut had started to back off too. The pin was gone, and it wasn't loose by any means, but it had backed off, a couple partial flats or whatever. And if that backs off all the way, it then gets wabammed by a counterweight and because outside frame, and then the locomotive rapidly disassembles its running gear. So this is why you look at these things every day. And so I spent, the next couple hours attempting to get that bolt to play nice, because of course it wanted to spin, and I had to get God's 2 biggest wrenches and in the pit, slimy, greasy, disgusting, and then get it to line up with the castle nut hole and everything, and got a new cotter pin, and that new cotter pin's still in there to this day, and it's been a year and a half or whatever. So yeah,
the good thing about maintenance on Mon-Two-Zuma is there's a lot less Mon-Two-Zuma than there is a bigger engine.
Correct. That is half the reason why we're making a full-size 240, is because there are fewer parts on this full-size 240 than there are on an exquisite live steam 282 like Jimmy Booth's K27 that has all the spring rigging modeled and all the pins and all the knuckle joints and everything, and it works like the real thing. It's so fucking cool. I got really cool footage of it. It's awesome, but that is more parts than this because it's double the axles. So
there might be more parts on my truck than this engine.
Certainly might be. So obviously we're going to have
get the damn thing right.
more parts and stuff in terms of the inside of the boiler with crown bars and things, because it's a larger boiler, but I don't think that's going to make the difference. It's like, thankfully, yeah, it's not a lot to look at, and you look at it over, and there's going to be checkups of things, and as things wear, you make new parts. And I'm sure there's going to be a little bit of a teething period of, hey, we did our best following industry standard and our engineering guidance to design this locomotive with these tolerances, with these materials, and we might find that something wears stupid. That's breaking in any engine. If you've just built, your muscle car with a kick-ass big block that you put in it and whatever, it's brand new, you run it for a little bit and you pop the oil filter out, pop it open, and see if there's any shavings in it. You drain the oil out and check it again. Like, hey, is anything running stupid? Because there's always a chance of that, and there's definitely going to be a break-in period of test running it back and forth.
Bits in there, you fucked up.
Right. And so hopefully, we don't run into any of that, but I would not be surprised if we run into a thing or two on that, and then, okay, well, what was it? All right, well, what did we make it out of? Does it need to be harder? Does it need to be softer? Whatever. And we're going to use our best engineering judgment on the way there. I mean, Brett designs locomotives. Leighton's a professional engineer, and I am a mechanical engineer as well. So it's like, we are the funny, goofy, silly, dumb idiots that we are, but we also have been doing all this stuff for a long time, and so it's a very simple locomotive, knock on wood, to make. So it's going to take a while. It's got a lot of bits. And it's still it's still a full-size locomotive. So, but
yeah. And then you got me with a theoretical degree in physics.
There you go. Gotta like that. Hey, we're trained professionals. Yep. Anyway.
Oh, wait, no, technically I am now. I've been volunteering.
There you go. Good for you. Alright, I gotta catch up on these top chats here. Wusky, if Zuma burns diesel, this means you could fill her up at a gas station. You wouldn't want to, because she would qualify for off-road diesel, so you could get the cheaper stuff. So you wouldn't want to just pull into Buc-ee's and drop the spout in, so. Michael Barons, you get to operate a 7.5-inch gauge train ride, and it's 900 square feet of track in a circle, and you love watching my videos. Glad you enjoy. Check out that recent one on Train Mountain if you didn't already. Train Mountain's absurd, but live steam in general is really cool. I'm going to be doing a video talking about it, so. Ted, Brakeman 9 months. Use ethanol so corn warms both the engine and crew. We're not Mount Rainier.
Please use fry oil like the Grand Canyon and have the second fry-smelling engine on Earth. Third if we count 29, I guess.
That's fine. William Adams, for our amusement, please pronounce these Australian station names. Oh boy. Alright. Here we go. I'm gonna put these on screen so that everyone gets to see what I'm trying to read. I mean, I guess you can look up in chat for it, but from William Adams. Here we go. Gajila. Maybe. Gondaloo? Gurumbat. Kulanong. And Yakadanda.
I think it might be Garambat.
Garambat?
You just cast a spell or some shit?
I might have.
I think the furniture in my house is starting to float. Jesus Christ.
Vegemite's leaking out of my faucet right now. It says picture the train crew VC. Oh man, that is quite the station. William, this is a shed. Sorry, a pair of sheds. That's not even a shed. That's a lean-to. That's more a substantial shed. All right. That actually looks like a station.
All of these are something that you could make.
And that actually looks like a station.
$500.
Well, I guess we'll see in a minute if I got those anywhere remotely close. Nitro, 17 months as an engineer. Thank you, my friend. The CN-GP9RM that your museum is hopefully getting is turning 74 this year. Also, we're preparing to fire up your RS-10 after 20 years with its original Alco 244. Hell yeah. Love like Alco rumbly bumblies.
We've got a couple of them running down here in Arizona at the Apache Railway, and they sound fucking phenomenal.
Do you like an Alco? Joshua Brown, a thermonuclear reactor in the box are the spiciest beans that go the hardest. Yes, but they have much danger. Yeah. I will boom. Finally getting to William's birds. That's how far behind I am, Magma.
Oh,
Nick Miller, when do I get to explain to my boyfriend that when we make our Mon-Two-Zuma, he legally can't make the boiler and we have to go through a qualified manufacturer? Just point at the CFR, yeah. Rory Eden, you got to play the 2 giant wrenches with 3 or 4 cheater pipes game trying to do coach draft gear. At one point, you got lifted off the ground. Yeah, I don't have pictures of it, but there was a moment where one of our younger volunteers was a little too overzealous with torquing a washout plug, and the image of Dusty jumping on the cheater pipe on the wrench with like 6 feet of leverage with me hanging off the wrench to loosen the washout plug.
I think I've seen this picture.
It's I don't think I have a picture of that, but it was not fun.
That sounds fucking hilarious, but not
It was definitely a you feel bad for the football moment. Anyway, Regular Jurgensen, you're going through the process of rebuilding your 75 Chevy Nova 4D with a 262 small block V8 at some point when you get the money. Also, what's up, Heist? I hope you're doing good. Thank you. Very much appreciate you. Save your $10 for the engine rebuild, dude. Get your small block going. Novas are cool. One of my good buddies in high school, his dad had a 72 or a 73 Nova with a 383 stroker in it, and that thing was mean. Stetson S, fireman for 21 months. Howdy, Heist and crew. Hope the craziness isn't too crazy. It's a mild amount of crazy at the moment. It's not like a crazy amount of crazy, so yeah, we're all good. Virgo Drewski, seeing the live Steam K27 you got
just
to run
chilling.
makes me want to see a build of a K37 in the same scale, which would probably be absolutely massive for that scale and gauge of track. No one's made a K37, but I believe 2 K36s, if not 3, have been made in 7.5-inch gauge, and unfortunately,
I think there's one down in New Zealand.
there is one in New Zealand,
places.
along with the big boy, and 7.5-inch gauge, which is fun. The K36 was not there when I was there this year. I don't know if it was there or not this year at all at the Triennial, but it was there somewhat recently, and there's footage of it. So look it up. A K37 would look just about the same, but slightly different. Mort Schwarzer, how would I pronounce From Station? From Station? I don't know.
Broom.
Froome? Froome Station? Sure. Let's go through every iteration of the letter O that we can. No idea.
I know it's Froome because I looked up the town.
Oh, well, look at that. Well, I don't know. Corey knows, but what else is new? Tea and Biscuits, 404, error, missing drive wheels. Yeah, limes. Wild Game 69, Breakman, 9 months. Is there a difference between, different power between valve gear? In certain settings at certain speeds, potentially based on your lap and lead, it's not going to be much, but you would find some valve gears would limit you more than others, depending on how they're set.
For the most part, you're still getting about the same amount of power put down.
Pretty much. I mean, you're talking about a small percentage of difference. I don't know if it would be a noticeable amount of power difference. It's not going to change the tractive effort, but it would change the power. So, Nick Miller, you laugh, but he's actually convinced he can do it. Godspeed. I will boom. Here's everyone saying their Heritage Railways are getting 70-year-old locos, and here you are with B61 and GM10, each 74-year-old, still in freight service. He's got the Bulldog out. Oh, good.
Oh, sure.
That's fun. All right. Hey, look, we're caught up on the top chats. I can start to look at the the rest of the things that we need to do. We've got quite the list so far. The last thing we had: fenders, dampers, oil manifolds. Cab gauge bracket, and then the turret, because we're gonna put a faux turret in it.
Yeah, here we go. Our oldest engine at my museum is from 1896. It's a little 20-inch gauge Porter 040T.
Nice.
Issue is that it's currently in pieces.
That is not ideal for displaying things.
Yeah, we're trying to see what we can do.
I would love a 3-foot 040 Porter.
Porters are just nice engines.
They're
They're
neat
cute.
dudes.
I love them.
Let's see. Oil can shelf. Giant rear cab braces.
Oldest one we actually have put together and on display is SP280 from 1906 about.
Oh, Mark, here's a question. Would an 040 Porter or Mon-Two-Zuma win in tug
It depends on the size of 040 Porter. Some of them, Mon-Two-Zuma would win. Some of them, no.
Do we know how much tractive effort that little engine had, Mon-Two-Zuma?
It's like 3,800 pounds-ish.
Oh my god.
As built. Our new one will have like 5,000.
I think my Great Dane could probably pull more than that. Oh, can't you, buddy?
Certainly might. That's a horse of a dog.
Oh yeah, no, he's massive, but he's my puppy and I love him.
The cab grabs. Luckily, her cab grabs are not near as annoying as Glenbrook's. I guess we could at least do the injector water inlet placement brackets, at the very least.
One thing that's definitely making this a lot easier is that all just like the plug-and-play parts, you don't need to model them. It's just more of a suggestion of this starts here, this ends here, figure it out. This
Yeah,
is where
pipe,
the pipe goes.
Pipe make with torch. Done.
Yeah, make this pipe with a fucking circular saw and a welder.
Make the pipe go to the place. Whereas drawing the line and then making a profile, I mean, it's possible in CAD, it's just mega annoying.
It's just, why would you do
Oh,
that?
we should probably draw check valves, though. Check valves, air compressor, bracket. Yeah, we need to figure out which compressor we want to use. For sure, but general mounting bracketry for the compressor is going to be important because there's not a hell of a lot of meat back there. I'm going to have to build some kind of frame.
All considering we're getting to the actual mechanical part, I can no longer help you with anything. That
Mr. Snow, Breakman, 13 months. Hello, Heis. How's your day been? It's been pretty good. I've been playing emulated GameCube games as de-stressor fun things, and it's been nostalgic as fuck. Except for fucking Super Mario Sluggers or with a baseball game for the GameCube is fucking hard. The game's bullshit, but it's fun. John Kissinger, Breakman, 23 months. Shout out to the Reading Society of Model Engineers rebuilds. Reading Society of Model Engineer rebuild. Oh. Is that where this picture came from? Or otherwise, why are we shouting them out?
I will be heading out, though. I gotta do a couple of things, and there's some other friends expecting me, so I
Okay.
shall see you
Hold
another
on a
time.
second. Hold on.
Send a picture of your dog.
Yes, dog. I'll be right back. I'll find a picture of him.
Okay.
I'll find him and take a picture of him.
Okay. Moritz Schwarzer, we're working on Great Dane pics. I will boom. Here's annoying cab grabs and stares daggers at the R class and all the Bulldog GMs, most actually at the steps. Yeah. The GMs are not spectacular in that way, are they? Her drawbar pin just dead-ass stuck up through all that crap. It's kind of bizarre. It's 1871. They hadn't quite figured it out yet. Did she not have a gauge light as built? She doesn't have one in this picture, as far as I can tell, at least.
He's so big, I can't actually get a good picture of him. He won't fit in frame.
Large lad.
And he insists on snuggling me, too, so I can't even back up to take a picture like that.
It is a Brett-sized dog.
EMJ89, mount the air pump on its back on the tender deck. It's a good idea, LOL, trust me. Yes. Dumb! Like the 19-inch gauge. It's fine. That might be the list of stuff from the cab.
What are you doing?
God, she's got two different style check valves. I didn't notice that.
Okay.
Where's... Get me pictures of Mon-Two-Zuma. Where is that other picture? I thought I had two of those pulled up. Why am I a habitual tab closer? Now I have to go look for it again.
You anti-tab whore.
Pretty much.
Okay, I actually got him, except for the fact that he is now confiscated one of the beds as his own.
Oh, this isn't as high res as Curtis's.
Here's obligatory dog picture.
Oh, I guess axle pump. If I have to.
Puppy.
Doggo. Alright, dog pictures in bed. That is a giant fucking dog.
He's fucking massive. He's bigger than me.
That is a horse.
Yes.
There's a horse in bed.
Yes. He has confiscated that bed as his own because no other dog bed in the house fits his giant ass.
Big puppy. Alright, let me go dig up Curtis's high-res pictures.
Oh, now he's back. Hi, what do you want? Oh! Fuck you, dick!
What did Doggo do?
Big Doggo
he
thought
want-
he was a lap doggo.
He wanted cuddles and thought the best way to get my attention was just by ramming his fucking face into my nuts. God damn it, that hurt.
Oh, F. F's in chat. Oh, Jesus.
He's a pain in the ass, but I do love him.
Let's see. Got 2 high-res pictures of Zoom Zoom. Yeah,
So with that
fenders all
humiliation,
around.
With that humiliation, I
Ooh.
shall.
I am
make my way
getting
out
a
the door.
phone call that I must take, everyone. I will be right back. Corey, entertain the phone.
Oh, it looks like I'll be helping with that then too.
Oh God, Jersey, come.
No, we don't. We don't need him.
I am actually afraid to say something because Mark didn't deafen in the in Discord, so it might come through. So
Maybe this will wake him up.
I'm sure he doesn't have his thing on. Oh, there he goes. Good.
There we go. Okay, how do we start this?
I don't know. I'm not good on the spot.
What's a pirate's favorite letter?
You would think it'd be R, but it's actually the C.
Incorrect. They don't have a favorite letter. They're all literate. Did that even come across on my microphone? I swear to God, it just cuts out sometimes.
I think we heard you. Where's Jersey at when you need him? Dang it.
I don't know. Bring on the lightning round questions. We'll both answer them, I guess.
I'm stupid when it comes to trains.
I am too, and that's what's going to make this fun.
Yeah, Bandan.
All right, I am back.
Letter Mark.
I was muted on stream, but I forgot to mute Discord. Sorry for interrupting y'all's conversation.
Well,
What is
I didn't
Jersey's-
really want to talk, otherwise it would, it might come through.
Was Jersey's favorite state? Connecticut.
Jersey's favorite state is
State of confusion.
anyway. Thank you for entertaining the folks while I had a call from my lender come in. It's importante.
Heist house.
Heist House. Unfortunately, not really news. It was just a check-in, and I'm like, man, I'm on stream. Got me all excited, but
I will show up there one day. You're not gonna know when, you're not gonna know how, and you're not gonna know how I got inside, but I will be there, and I will probably be raiding your pantry.
Okay. Just, make smart choices, friend.
Yes, there better be dinner being cooked by the time he gets there.
I was gonna say, folks who end up in my house as a surprise don't tend to get treated too kindly.
What if
and
I
that's-
make you pretzels?
I mean, that would be fine.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I know Cass is joking, but for everybody watching,
don't you
somebody
fucking do that.
unless somebody has invited you to their house, whether it's a streamer or something, or how well you think they know them, unless they invited you to your house,
Yeah, that's a no-no.
you're not invited to their house.
That's a big no-no.
As a rule of thumb, I would highly recommend against going to random internet people's houses.
Generally. Especially those who are armed. Anyway. Let me catch these top chats since they've been gone. Joshua Brown, here's some more money for the Monty Boy. Thank you. Also, go play Wind Waker when you get the chance. I only played through a little bit of Wind Waker when I was younger. So I don't know. I might download it and give it a try. We'll see. But no. Oh, boom. Cool L thing. Would you have an atomizer gauge? Also duplex gauge bracket. I mean, if it's oil burning, we might as well have the atomizer gauge too. That seems fine. You know, it's nice to have.
On this note, I shall be pissing off. I will see you in the next stream or
Dos
whenever.
vidania, comrade. See you next time.
Later, Cass.
John Kissinger ran out of characters on the free message, but they're rebuilding a bridge on their 15-inch layout after a big washout that has made over half their line cut off. Oh, wow. That's a big honking thing to do. Well, that's exciting. That makes more sense now. Thanks for the clarification. Clone 6997, Brakeman 2 months as a Class 1 diesel engineer. Keep it up. Thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you for doing all the things you do out there, and stay safe. Glenn Holland wanted to say from one new homeowner to one soon-to-be, congratulations. Happy for and proud of you. Happy for and proud of you. I didn't know this about you, Glenn. We need to catch up on that. That's exciting. But yeah, we're closing in. I'm gonna hear about the inspection stuff no later than tomorrow, and that'll be the whole thing, and we'll see what happens there. So anyway, Bantan, Fireman 35 months, Corey, we're in for some punishment. Limes, you didn't start that shit while I was gone, did you?
No, I really didn't get to, because you kept coming through and I was afraid to talk, so...
I see.
And have it come through.
Good. I saved it. Saved by the puns. Saf Surge, welcome to the Brakeman. Thank you. Dogboy2000, member 6 months as Brakeman. Yay for freeloading. Also, any word on Whistleblow? Not yet. I've got a couple different events potentially in Pennsylvania early in November now. Pennsylvania and Kentucky. Potentially. And I need to figure out what I want to do with that, especially with all the other shit that's going
Pennsylvania
on.
and Illinois, not Kentucky.
You don't know my fucking calendar. Shut your whore ass.
I know, because I'm waiting for you to come to Kentucky.
Pennsylvania in October, for sure. Illinois in September, for sure. Potentially Pennsylvania, and also potentially Kentucky in November. Screams. Anyway.
I hope at least Kentucky.
Whistleblow would be fun, but I don't know if I want to have to drive a whistle out there, and Hovey's not out here right now. Also, the whistle needs machine work, so it's awaiting its time on the machine at the moment. So, anyway.
Hurry up.
There's a diesel locomotive that needs to be in service, like, right now, that needs a lot of shit machined for it, so...
Well, get your house and get a lathe.
Well, we'll get there. We'll get there when we get there. Yeah, that'll be fun. Oh man, as soon as I have that for sure, it is going to be all right. Facebook Marketplace. Who's got a lathe they don't want? That'll be fun. And then I have to figure out how to move a lathe. There's going to be all manner of fun in that whole thing. But anyway, yes. Random Texan, the Zaza. Yes. 84mer, you just got back from your birthday trip to New Mexico to see the 2926. Very cool to see, but also those Arduc 2900 models that are $1,450 online are only $465. Still expensive, but a third of the price? Yes, please. Oh, shit. That's rad. Look, the big one? That's cool. Glenn Holland, and when you're set up enough again, and the Emperor of the North members only commentary. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we gotta do that. We gotta do that. Move, things, stuff, words. Blah. Blah. We're the Boomer Conductor, 16 months. Am I going to watch 4014 this week? I might. I don't know. I haven't made any plans yet. So, we'll take a look. John Kissinger screening of their Facebook post in hashtag model trains. All right, let's take a look and see what that's all about. Oh, yowza. That's not great.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was icky flooding. What a cool looking model railroad, though. Well, yeah, hopefully they get it all done and set up. Dylan Trent, engineer 3 months. I know you have a very busy schedule, but any chance of coming to the East Coast to see 611 this fall? Where is it running again? If it slaps in with any of the other trips back east, maybe. But yeah, I heard it got announced that they were doing more 611 stuff. I don't know. I've never seen it run. I saw an announcement somewhere. One of you guys probably knows. It's fine. Let's see. Glenn Holland, last one. You'll try to remember to text me tonight. Sounds good. I'll try and remember too. And together we will both forget, probably. It's fine. It's fine. Jordan Freeman, CSX Santa train in November. I'm gonna be full send on Polar Express and being a hermit and wanting to hide at home for most of November. So that's kind of where I'm like,
Except for whistleblower.
Do I want? Yeah. Do I even want? You know? We'll see. Anyway, powertrain thing. Engineer 30 months. Model trains make me cry. You're looking at a brass model of a Mason in 0-30, and the thing's roughly 600. It was 535, part of a sale, but you're saving money, so it went back to normal price. That is a bummer. That's not an awful price for a Mason bogie, but yes, they are expensive. Yeah, I was going through all of my SN3 yesterday, and I packed it all up. That was the thing that nobody noticed in the backdrop, is that there's no SN3 locomotives anywhere anymore. They're all in boxes now. Just preemptive, you know, in case I have to move at the drop of a hat. But anyway. Ooh, cylinder cocks. That would be a fun one to do. Cylinder cocks. ADHD. Whee. Cylinder. Oh, this list is getting long. 80% done, 80% the way to go. Luckily your cylinder cocks don't look like they're too crazy.
That would be nice.
Yeah, save something. There's very few things we will be able to buy for this locomotive, but them's might be one. Oh, and her rearmost frame spreader is U-shaped and ties around the front of the firebox. Oh. Interesting. Alright. Just firebox, frame, spreader, because I don't have that in that spot. And that really is going to mess with my positioning of washout plugs. So audit washout plugs. The list is over a page long. Got so many little linkages and things down here. And they were definitely set up for way more flow rate through the axle pump than they were through the injector. Look at the size difference in those pipes. Oh, her drawbar does do quite the stupid, doesn't it? Yeah, and then she did have safety chains. Oh, that's not the right one. It's like, why does this not look as high quality? Oh, whack. Her whistle has all of the leverage. That's really how they set that up? What's your leverage ratio? Yes. Okay. God, I wish we had that. I wish we had that one, I wish we had that quality resolution on this image. Almost makes me wonder if it's what the sticky downy thing is right there. Oh, it's probably a weight for the lever for the safety. That's probably what that is. Okay. Well, I guess actually thinking about it, you'd need all the leverage in the world for the whistle right here, because your lever is only going to get to be that high if you wanted to have a rope still for the whistle, because otherwise it would be, you know, way down here. Blowdown, we do have a blowdown on it already. That's just a standard part from, okay, but yeah, the blowdown linkage is a good shout. Thank you, Will. Pretty sure we can tuck it in right there'sville. It'll be fine, especially on the welded boiler. Because there's not really a place to put it anywhere else. That's a part that we can buy off the shelf, which is nice. 84 more men at this rate, you're going to be on a plane more than the ground with all these go see this requests. Tell me about it. Travel is very fun, and every event is very fun, but I am such a I like to be plugged in my hole right here kind of person, and I definitely like lots of travel gets overwhelming for me. So I picked the wrong career. But good problems to have. John Kissinger, just saying RSME is about 10 minutes from Reading Blue Mountain, Northern Reading Station. Well, I guess I'll come see it in October. Why not? I'll be there. So. And then, yeah, Will with blowdown cocks and valves. Yeah. Let's see if this slightly different angle reveals anything else that we haven't touched on. It's got a real good shot of the steam jet front to scare cattle, which is a pipe, therefore I'm not modeling it. I really did a lot of obnoxious sheet work on that. Oh, and I see what Brett was talking about. The front of her smoke box is a separate piece to the chest itself. You can see the seam right there. And it's all just bolted together too, huh? That would be helpful to go look at that engine in Brownsville. God, her grab brackets really are that thick. Staring at ours going, those are probably too thick. And then I see that and I go, oh shit, maybe they're not. Does she only have one safety? Baldwin. 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 It was 1871 and we died like men. Christ meet bike. Baldwin. Well, she's getting a second safety per the FRA. Blech. That's funny. Yeah, you can see the engineer's window slider all like that. You can see the gauge. What is that? What the hell is that? Oh, is that one of those pot type lubricators that you can see through the window? I think that is one of those lubricators, yeah, and then the line. And that second guy is the sand shaker. Oh, you can quite clearly see where the injector controls were. It's cool. Itty bitty little number 4. Which we can also theoretically buy from Eccentric Engineer. Oh, and there's kind of like a little angle iron threshold on the cab door. Angle iron threshold. Exterior cab door. Do we have that bottom bit of trim around the cab? We do. Cool. Just don't have the little piece of angle. Can we see... You can see one of the bolts to hold the Johnson bar quadrant right there. It's so fun looking at these pictures in detail. Hopefully it makes an interesting stream. There's the bar. Is that with the gear centered? Actually might be slightly in reverse. Or slightly... no, it's... She's goofy. I remember she's goofy, but I don't know. Huh. It's hard to tell. Even with them painting everything white. Or painting everything so that it shows up as white, basically, on this ancient film. It's hard to see anything else there. Okay, well maybe that'll conclude our list of thingies that we need to make for sure. And I could start on driver fenders or something. Must have had some big obnoxious casting to move, because the tank valve is there. She must have had something to scoot that over. Huh. All right. Top chat. Sorry, I've been staring at pictures going, ideas, ideas, ideas. Anyway. Jerry does things. What's the primary reason for an oil conversion? 2 of the 3 big narrow gauge ops local to the museum are still equipped for coal, at least for visiting. DNS with RGS-20. The museum continuing to operate with coal. The museum, long term, is planning to eventually have to go to oil when the coal disappears. It's not like we're doing it right now, but coal mining will probably go away. And is that 10 years from now, or 30 years from now, or 70 years from now? We don't know. We hope that day is very far away for preservation stuff, but it's going to be a reality. So that makes more sense. And with the DNS, they're cool with 20 visiting in the winter. If we want to be able to run to Silverton, we got to have oil. And then also it not steaming well, apparently. Testimony-wise, at least. Oil would definitely help with that, so.
Would it also be less expensive?
Nope, coal's way the fuck cheaper.
Well, I was thinking of because you can get used motor oil and stuff.
Coal's way cheaper.
Oh, really?
Coal's cheap. Coal's like $100 a ton, if that.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yep. Yeah, no, coal's cheap as hell. So that's when coal disappears, when the Hesperus mine closes, or the other mine in Colorado, someday, knock on wood, hopefully not soon, the coal will get significantly much more expensive, and then it'll be a much more even game versus trucking it in. But it's like you can't count on all that stuff. So, and if there's any more forest fire, anything, I mean, CNT has 2 oil burning big Ks already, and they're, that's enough to keep their operation going. But if they had an issue like the DNS, they would go, yeah. So, yeah, this way it is. Good question, Jerry. Mort Schwarzer, tired, cow steamjet wired, foamer steamjet. Yes, steamjets to scare foamers. We like that. Good. 75 horse case. Fireman, 26 months. Her boiler is smaller than most traction engines, which need only 1 safety. That's valid. It's just utterly backwards to me in locomotive space, where it is a requirement to have no less than 2. What happens if one of them fails? That's always the thing. It's like 2 water glasses, it's different regulations. So, unconventional. Capacity-wise, no, absolutely, you're absolutely 1,000% right. A 2.5 inch safety is going to drain this boiler in 4 seconds. So,
it also might have something to do with, being on a railroad next to people versus being on a farm.
Right, yeah, if you're out there in the FRA cares about what will harm the public. So, yeah. Hence why they don't care about the prime mover in a diesel locomotive, but they do care about the wheels on the diesel that would cause a derailment. So, 84mer, by the way, something you've been wondering, why is Brett, but Leighton is Leighton Moreland in your videos. Sorry if you've misspelled names. Moreland's got an E in between the R and the L, but Brett's Brett, and sometimes he's Brett Weebles. We get the whole Brett Weebled. When we introduce him on 3/4 show, we do, but Brett's Brett, because Brett's Brett, and Leighton Moreland is Leighton fucking Moreland, because he just keeps doing Leighton Moreland things that require him to be, it's like a parent calling out their kid for peeing on the floor. Leighton Moreland! We love Leighton dearly. He's one of my best friends, but he is also the way he is, and we love him very much, and he deserves Leighton Moreland. So, screams. Anyway, hi Leighton, love you, buddy. Baldwin Locomotive Works. 2 safeties, they couldn't afford that, and it looked ugly. That tracks. I will boom, you complain about Zuma only having 1 safety, but New South Wales had to change the boiler code when we imported the 59s. Every other engine had 3. Also, have you heard, have you got a brake stand and gauges? Heard no. Number 4, while you were talking about injectors, an ADHD moment. Oh no, well, I don't know if we're gonna... Modeling a brake stand in CAD. That's the thing we're gonna buy, but the bracketry and the overall sizing of it I need a cardboard brake stand in CAD. That's what I need. Good shout. Cardboard brake stand in CAD. Yeah, correct. Yeah, number 4. Yeah, it won't be a number 4 though. It'll be A1. Or we could put 60T on it. We're not going to fit a distributing valve anywhere on this damn thing. So, where the distributing valve normally goes is where the air compressor is going to go on this locomotive. And thank you again, Will. Very generous. Squidgy 354. Fireman 19 months. Possibly that both safeties are just tied to one bridge lever, similar to a ram's bottom arrangement. Oh, you know, you could be right there. I am not familiar enough with lever safeties to know those different types of arrangements. I guess that's possible. But usually they had a distinct lever for each from what I've seen. But again, this is also early choo-choo things and a little outside my wheelhouse other than the fact I want to build this. So. Eric Brinker, nobody wants to pull Johnson's Johnson bar. Correct. Jordan Freeman, you can't just do the U.S. campaigns in Railroad Tycoon 3. You have to do all the campaigns. If I have to. We'll be hopefully shooting more of that tomorrow. Hopefully. We'll see. Then in Beatty, Fireman, 18 months. Hey, Heist, hope you're doing well. Sent another DM after the stream. Please see it. I shall check it. Thank you. Pilot Pegasi, engineer for 30 months. Project audits? You mean the time you spend trying to figure out how little work you've actually done over the last year? 80% done, 80% to go indeed. Correct. Also, fingers crossed Durango may happen for Redacted. Super excited. Yeah, it is Redacted still. Do I have an email back? I wonder. I got told yes. I got told yes to things that make me giggle. But no, I don't have an email back yet. We'll see when I get an email back.
I know what this is, and I'm excited for it.
It's gonna be silly. It's gonna be very good. Very much excite. Tippy taps. We like that. So, anyways, stay tuned, and don't worry if you can't get a ticket on another 20 excursion, maybe. Anyway, Catch Me Outside concept array of wooden train whistle toys in place of an actual whistle. Reconsider doing that on your car. No. Jordan Freeman, has season 6 of the 3/4 show been recorded? No. We did record a model train session, which I'm going to have to see if it's savable because Leighton Moreland accidentally time-lapsed one of the cameras. And then one of the other cameras was kind of crappy quality. And then one of the other cameras didn't record audio. So we had 4 cameras and only one of them was truly functioning the whole way. Luckily, it was the one on Brett, so it can see everything, but we'll see. Did a little 3/4 show operation session at Leighton, and it was very fun. But no, the season 6, like as the actual show, has not been recorded, and I don't anticipate that it'll be recorded until a while from now. I'd love to do it at my new place, knocking on wood that all that works out. You know, doing it sometime Theresville, which means it would have to be August at the earliest, but everyone's summer schedule is kind of busy. So maybe September, but my September is kind of busy, because I also forgot about the trip to New Mexico, because I'm also doing that in September. Yeah. So maybe it'll be in October. Maybe. Hopefully this year. Put it that way. If you get it this year, be happy. Hellhound Railways 1601, conductor for 4 months. Hey Heist, did you know that the W&LE, Wheeling and Lake Erie, operates 2 original Rio Grande SD40T-2s in the states of Ohio? Which states of Ohio? Ohio and what? The Norfolk Southern, right?
The 2 states of Ohio are chaos and destruction. Yes. Pretty much. But yes, I have seen those. I will boom episode of the 4 show, speaking of 3/4. I do need to look at that. That's actually what I need to look at in an edit next and see if that is savable. That might end up being a members only depending on situations. But yes, I need to look at that. Because you were in it. Yeah.
I went after the Puffing Billy video because I needed views. Selfishly, I'm sorry. Trying to not have the gas pedal hard on the floor with the YouTube, but also trying to ensure that it, you know, views stay and there's some presence in things. So
You have a mortgage to pay. Don't worry about it. We'll watch it.
it's fine. Good. ZP97 PTC win, never. An 84 more. Oh, you're also going to see the 2926. Nice. Correct. Yes, in September. So that'll be fun. That'll be a lot of fun. Yeah. Finally nailed down visiting them. So, anyways, let's make a goddamn part for this goddamn choo-choo, shall we? Why did I close that? I'm going to need it. Idiot. It was in my way. I ran right over it. Let's do the fenders for the drivers, because that'll help make it look more complete as a old choo-choo. Why not? Yeah, I see people are complaining about stream lagging, and everything is like all green, everything's happy, no drop frames, and I'm sending 9,000 kilobytes per second, which is high. Like,
Yeah,
and YouTube's
restart
showing
the
green.
stream.
F5 your
Or not
computer.
you.
Yeah, you guys, you the viewers, if it's lagging for you, Alt F4, download some more RAM. Don't do that. Yeah. Anyway. Yes, Ohio's a myth. Correct. Oh, the other half is laughing at Michigan. Fair enough. That's funny. All right, fenders. Are we giving Mon-Two-Zuma a Stratocaster or a Telecaster?
Mustang.
You would. You would. All right. Yeah. Let's see. Is this the real nice side? This is the real nice side shot. Wow, those are the clearances around the drivers really do not stay consistent. What the fuck ever over. I also don't know what they mount to. Maybe it's more obvious than this one. Presumably they just like bolt to the frame or something. Or something. So help me, so help me, so help me. Man, that would have been something smart to take a picture of when we were at Promontory. Because I think those engines have fenders. Let me look and see if we were smart. I was focused on videoing. So I probably was not smart. Well, they're very similar looking, although these ones are more nicely applied than Mon-Two-Zuma's. And to be honest, all of our hopes and dreams for the Mon-Two-Zuma's ones are probably going to be more nicely applied than Mon-Two-Zuma's original ones. Oh, they've got honest-to-God split brasses on these. They didn't fake them. That's cool. It stops at the bottom frame rail there, so I bet they could just tie those in. If I had to guess. Do I have any other close-up shots? Oh yeah, okay. Look, I was somewhat smart. Thank God. TS, paint hot rod flames on the 10 fenders, plus 10 to speed. Well, we do like that.
Rally stripes.
Yeah, I will boom. A PTC when we get standard gauge shoes like the Guinness shunter. Pretty much. Let's do it. Spencer S., welcome to the conductors. Thank you. Yeah, surely these are just bolted in a couple places. I can't tell where. Oh my god, did they actually fucking do that on that engine? Oh, tell me Mon-Two-Zuma doesn't have that. Tell me Mon-Two-Zuma doesn't have that. No, please, God. Don't make me fabricate that. Please, save me from this fate. It doesn't look like Mon-Two-Zuma had that. I don't think. Points if you know what I'm talking about, after me having seen
Sander?
it. Correct. The sander on the Jupiter merges with the fender and then continues on. Which is goddamn obnoxious. Because, yeah, you see that joint right there? I wonder if that's a modernism rather than a historic Jupiterism. But you can see Mon-Two-Zuma, the fender's still got the big finial down there, and then this is tracked down behind it. I mean, that's very ornate and very pretty. Like, this is an elegant thing to do. I just don't want
Does
to.
look like they have like a fake finial on there.
Yeah, it's got like a little guy, but Zuma's clearly got the full roundel still. The full. I shouldn't call that what I think it looks like on stream.
Oh, I was talking about the other one.
Ah. Oh yeah, theirs are much more simply machined. Okay, what else do we... What other angles do I have to see how the hell these things are mounted? Oh. Like that. They're mounted like that. Look, a bracket that goes to, shocker, the frame. Okay. Well, that's not rocket surgery. Yeah, God, these engines are so pretty. Those guys were... Oh, look at that. That's an even better picture. Look at that. I was taking pictures of the eccentrics, but I got something I didn't know that I needed. Hooray! Alright. Let me grab these thing. More Schwarzer, it's a Loco. It'll have fenders, just no precision. Yeah, it's not going to have a P-base. 94 Chevy, if you're sticking with straight diesel fuel, how about putting a fuel lift pump on it? They're electric and mount on the frame of diesel pickup for added performance. Would help separate water. That is a non-zero possibility. The challenge is that means we're adding an electronic system to the thing. Because it doesn't got one right now. But that's a distinct possibility if it becomes a problem. 84
Is that going to have a dynamo?
No. No.
That's what I thought.
Oil light of much oil. 84. Oh, by the way, you just lost the game. Eventually, all I have to do is read my name, and then you lose the game, and I'll be waiting for that day. Eat shit and die, good sir. Okay, let's start. Let's solid work. We've been streaming for what, 2 hours, and we've not actually solid worked anything other than staring. Where's OBS? 2 hours and 9 minutes, and we've not solid worked yet. Alright, well, let's rectify that real quick. File, new. Part. Okay, so we want to make a reference sketch on the right plane that is just going to be a 40-inch diameter circle. Because that's where the center line of her tire runs. Fenders, I don't know how thick they are. Like, do they go and cover the flange too? Let's see. They certainly do go and cover the flange, so they need to have even more clearance than 40-inch when we think about it. But zooms go basically almost all of a 180, but enough of not a 180 to annoy every human in existence. Yeah, so we can exit that sketch. So zoom over here Do you see how it's like it does 178 degrees? They just didn't finish bending it. Baldwin. That's a owie. SolidWorks. No, my day's gotten worse. Can't you start pencil drafting? No. Disinclined to acquiesce to your request. Alright, so we're going to make another sketch, and we're going to sketch on the right plane again. And I guess we'll make a center point arc. And we'll just do, you know, almost a 180. Almost. Do I want to sweep the profile for this? I might want to
I'll be back.
Roger. I might want to sweep the profile along this line. So maybe we'll do that. Alright. Looking at zooms. They straighten out for the last little bit, and then they go down like a couple inches below center. So we want to do a tangent line there. Tangent line there. Oh, did that get made vertical? No. Well, this is Baldwin we're talking about. That can't be vertical. It's got to be tangent to that line. Yeah, we'll make that a solid 2 degrees there. And then we'll draw a center line up to there. And then we want to put... We want to go tangent off of that guy, and then we want to put... There you go. That guy and this guy need to be coincident. Just like that. Okay, and then we drop these guys below center. I don't know. It's got the big finial on it. It goes kind of far down, so we'll do like 3 inches down. And then we can do these guys horizontal to each other. And that should vaguely be most of the profile. The question now is the radius. How big are our wheels at the flange? Anyone know? Shetland Pony Man, welcome to the Brakeman. And 84mer, it's Baldwin, intentionally messes something up. Yep! Correct! Somebody needs to tell Baldwin to go and,
Catch purple.
Yeah. Anyway, if we get out our measuring tool... This is not gonna let me get that hole. I want that. I want to measure that. Give me that circle. Don't make me pull up a drawing. Okay, the diameter of that's 41.23. Oh, now you'll let me click on that line. Diameter, that's 42. Okay. So we need to basically be at like a 43-inch diameter at least. Well, we want an inch of clearance, so 44-inch diameter over 2. It's 22-inch diameter. Right? Is that right? No, that's... We need to be at like a 48-inch diameter over 2, aka 24. Yeah. More space. There we go. Alright, so we've got that sketch. And now what I want to do is sketch on the front plane. And what we're going to do is we're going to just draw a profile. That looks a little something like this. Little piece of half round, which is not a very little piece of half round at all. It's like an inch thick. Inch of half round, and then, I don't know, 4 inches there, maybe? And then these guys are probably, they're probably super thin. I don't know. 1/8 is probably too much. It's probably a gauge of steel if I had to guess. Maybe 14 gauge? Yeah, which is much less. Because it's going to have the rigidity from the other guy. So we'll make it 0.074, which is basically 14 gauge steel. And then it'll have this piece of half round guy connected to it. Hopefully, if we do a sweep now, that's our sketch, and our guide curve is going to be this guy. Yeah. Profile and path. Which one's which? Oh, that's the path. Oh, do I not need a guide curve? I need that. That's that one. Oh, hey, look at that. Can you do it 2 directions? Follow path. Yep. Path tangent. Path tangent. Oh, that's the button. Do that. Hat. Alright, so theoretically, that's the thing. AJ Rep 1994, a break within 17 months. Damn it, Baldwin, put the liquor down. Pretty much. Look, guys, we made a part on Monday. We're gonna take something off the list. And then we remember we have to make the bits for the lead truck. Oh, Christ. Where are folders? Solid works. There, that one. Why are we not saving shit in there? We don't have a pretty bullshit section here, so I'll just put it in the drive wheel section. Drive wheel fender. What color would her fenders be painted? Somebody call Daniel Gallery. Because they're painted some color. And I don't know what color. I'm just gonna add Dan and see what he says. Baldwin Locomotive Works. You all make fun of me. All the designers were drunk. We've never done that before. I did my best. Pretty much. Andrew Frame. Cup holders next. Now we're thinking with portals, man. Gotta think about the cup holders. Yeah. Can we do cup holders, please? That would be fun. Do I have to paint the whole sweep, or can I just paint certain parts? Appearances. There we go. Probably wine red like the tender, you think? That is not a wine red. SolidWorks is not known for its color, though. Can I paint a face individually? Because you know I want to. Appearances. Yeah, face one at. There we go. There we go. That's a vaguely icky gold color. Same umber, probably with the red and white trim you see on them later. Oh, red and white trim. Umber. Do we consider this to be umber? We'll burn that bridge down further later. Benstein. Brakeman for 16 months. I'm now into G-Gauge live Steam. Who needs a kidney? Yeah, not you. Correct answer.
I'm back.
Howdy, sir. Now, if we mate the center of the fender to the axle, really? You're not gonna let me do that? What if we mate the 40-inch thing to this guy? Concentric. Yeah, do that. Where'd you put it, SolidWorks? You put it on the wrong wheel. And if we make that vaguely flush with that, how's that look? It looks like I gave it utterly too much clearance because I can't do math. But y'all knew that to be true. Actually... well...
I was gonna say, is that too much clearance, or is that just a really tiny wheel?
Let me get a slightly different view going here and we can compare. Well... my extendy boys... Oh, we're slightly off kilter, that's why. Because SolidWorks make anything easy a challenge. It's actually about right without the finials. Right enough that I'd send it. So, there you go.
It kind of seems like on the real one that if the tolerance is tight, or the distance is tighter on the sides versus the top.
Yeah, they definitely just went, oh, it bolts here, and then that's why it's bent kind of stupid. They had holes in the frame for bolts, and then they just went, but we could have holes in the frame laser cut. And then they could still be wrong, and we could still end up with fucked up looking fenders. Anyway. Alright, so now we want to do a sketch. Or not a sketch, we want to do a measure. From the top of that plane to the bottom inside edge of this guy. Tick. The normal distance. Now we want the precise Y. Call it 13.5 inches. That's great. 13.5 inches up, we can draw a little guy. So now we're gonna do a reference geometry plane. We're gonna reference the top plane, and then we're gonna offset it 13.5 inches. And then we're gonna sketch on that puppy. And then I guess kind of having positioned that with where we've positioned it. Oh, it needs to be hella wider. Can it be hella wider? I guess it can. To the edge of the frame, Can it go all the way to the edge of the frame? From the edge of the frame to the first thing it would run into, which would be the spring with no clearance, is 6.35 inches. How big do we make this? Let's exit that sketch real quick, and we'll look at our sweep, and we'll look at whichever sketch that was, that one. Oh, let me get out of that sketch. Let's open that sketch. Oh, we made it a total of like 4.5. So we could make it 6, and it would still have some clearance, and it would look about right. Actually, it's going to be easier to just get a sheet of 5-inch crap. So we'll just do that. We'll do that. Which means that our other sketch oh boy. I need something that exists on a different sketch to put there. That's too far down. Course it is! Well, before we can have sketch 4, we can make another sketch on the right plane. Alright. Yeah, we just need a center line guy. That we also say intersects that guy. Just like that. Bang. Okay, so we do that sketch for that. It's a little construction sketch. Do another sketch. Do another sketch on plane 1. And then you make your box. Right there. Real nice. How distant was that? It was 13 and a half inches up, but how far over? Well, to the far frame rail, which we probably don't want to do because we're already intersecting a firebox that we need to fucking deal with at some point, but it's fine. DX is 9. Okay, we'll bring it over like 8 inches and see how that looks. What's not defined about you? Oh. That and that are not coincident. There we go. Is it going to be easier to mirror the bodies? And how these look on... Oh, I see. Oh, I see what's going on. They did a little thing over here. This is actually kind of an annoying part to draw. Because it's a pretty part. That's how that works. Who's a pretty part? Is 3 gonna get us to touch? 3 gets us to touch, and I don't want to touch because SolidWorks is going to get weird about that. Call it 2.5. Alright, so we'll make our extruded boss base. We'll go 2.5. Pow. Oh, look, it made it that color already. Love that. All right, and then we're gonna mirror that feature. And we're gonna mirror it about the front plane? Yeah. Oh. Afraid I can't do that, Dave. Only re-merging. Oh, okay. Fine. Fine. Then I'll make the rest of it first, and then I'll mirror it, which probably makes more sense anyways. This is a stupid thing to do. I guess we're gonna make a reference plane that is using those two things as reference, because we have that line. It's a surprise trick that'll come to help us later. And then this guy, now we're gonna get a box there. Inch and a half sound great. Cool. Ka-chow. And then we simply extrude sketch 7. So we want to go blind that way, but we're going to do a dual thing because this is actually just going to get like whacked into the thing to be curved to it basically, or ground to fit it. But that's going to be real stupid to do in SolidWorks. So I'm just going to do blind quarter and then direct it, you know, other direction 0.1. There you go. Look, it's a brackety guy. Alright, so then we want to mirror these guys about the front plane. Pow! You bitch-ass motherfucker. Why doesn't that work? Make a pattern of bodies instead. Linear pattern. Mirrors underneath there. Why is Pan Man not here?
Where's our resident SolidWorks?
I was gonna say, why can't we? Is that mirror different? Front plane. Geometry pattern. I pressed a button and it worked! Woo!
Yay!
How you like them apples? Did Jupiter's come all the way out? They did. Oh, and they didn't even contour theirs. Cool. Alright. So that should now, theoretically, be looking pretty schwanky. Hey, look, I did the math wrong. How did we do that wrong? Did I do it from there instead of there? Probably. Yes, it's true. This man has no... And that hits the cab. It won't when it's in the right height. Okay. How did we do that wrong? Oh, because I just referenced this off the top plane like a ding-dong. Theoretically, hang on. We can rebuild him. What is the distance from there to that point, which needs to vaguely be 13.5? 3.01. We'll just move it down 3 inches. Okay, plane. We edit the definition of the plane to 10.5 inches. And then it just works. Look! Look! CAD, that worked! Because we did it in the right order! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Purple. Touch purple.
We're gonna touch purple.
Glass. Good burn.
Anyway. Back to your regularly scheduled programming here. Now that the stim is over. Alright. Ka-chow. Honestly, we could make that stick out another inch and it would be fine. Let's do that. Let's do that and say that we did that. That one. Sketch. Don't go that way, you ding-dong. Guess I have to do that, because that's the way you drew it, bud. Reaping your own consequences. Hey, look at that. It's going to be hitting the firebox now, isn't it? Yeah, no, actually. Cool. Sweet. Fender. Now I kind of want the frame to be green. Can I just open that assembly real fast and just make the whole thing green? Because they were green. Appearances. Yeah, let's do that. This is not necessary, but it'll make me giggle. That's probably vaguely an Andrew Brandon approved shade of green. Oh no, it exited though. Appearances. Brett's gonna come back to me of having made the Mon-Two-Zuma's frame green, and he's gonna be annoyed. That's right, we have to paint the fucking thing green. You're goddamn right. Okay. So now we copy appearance, and then we just paste appearance. Hey, SolidWorks, you wanna like work? Copy appearance, paste appearance. Oh, that is a wonderful trick. Paste appearance, body. Okay, I had a second thing to select. My fault. My fault. Okay. Can I select multiple of these guys at the same time? Paste appearance. Oh, but that only gets me a face. You would make this annoying as hell, wouldn't you? Paste appearance, body. Paste appearance, body. Paste appearance. Paste appearance, body. Paste appearance, body.
Somebody said powder coat it green.
You could.
That would need a large. That would need a large oven.
You could also just paint it green. Powder coat would be like neat, but also you could just not. Although actually most powder coating places would probably have an oven big enough to do that, because they do some pretty serious business crap. Hey, look, we've got overlapping bullshit solids right there. That's fun. Should probably fix that instead of just paving over it. Don't mind me. I wanted to paint my choo-choo. There we go. They were green!
Rattle can that thing.
We might get like an actual air gun, but yeah. Pilot Pegasi, a bracket! Nick and Rich would be so proud. At Bad Obsession Motorsport, for those who don't know, require reading for the fabricator tube. Oh, fun. To look into them.
I was gonna say, even if you don't have the setup to do it at your house, you can just take it to an auto body shop and have them paint the frame.
Right. Look, it's green. Well, now the smoke box needs to be black. I don't need to make it pretty right now. I need to put the other fenders on. Would the fenders be green? whatever. But we'll learn more about colors. I'm gonna have a meeting in an hour and a half with some very intelligent people on historic things, and I will ask one question, and then it will be a 30-minute conversation that will derail the entire meeting. You're warned in advance, Tristan. I'll do it after the meeting's over, but...
He's in the chat.
I'll ask Andrew afterwards, okay? Let's see.
I don't know, is Bill in the chat? He might know.
Encyclopedia Britannica. Does Bill know early Baldwin bullshit, though?
But Bill knows a lot about a lot of things.
He does. Oh, hey guys, you gotta check yourself before you wreck yourself. By mounting it on the top, we run into all manner of problems. What if we were to, I don't know, bracket it off of the bottom? Or bottom? Bottom. Sorry, I read Tristan's response, and he's telling me to already, so. I have no idea, Will, what it would be. It looks like it would be shiny brass trim on the outside, and then it would be something else on the rest of it, but if we do it on the bottom, it'll work for everywhere, so now I just simply need to redo the thing, but another slight differently bit about it. Damn! Alright. Anyway, so let's see. We should have looked at that before we made the part. How thick's the frame? 3 inches? 2.5. So we need to move the flat bit 2 3/4 down on the fender assembly. So we need to move that plane once again. Bring out the tug. Edit feature. It needs to come down 2 3/4 because of the direction that I made that other extrusion. So then those guys go there. And then we need to edit the sketch that informs this extrusion. We need to take the sketch and simply make it say, go the other way. Yeah. 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 Yeah, look at that. Oh, 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 oh.
Touch purple, purple, touch purple, touch purple, touch purple.
We're touching purple.
Purple.
We should have painted it purple so we get a touch purple. I like it when the CAD works and you have to modify something and it doesn't break. That is what the purple touching was for.
There needs to be like a hidden component on Mon-Two-Zuma that is purple. That way when you tell like Brett or somebody to touch purple, they have to go touch it.
Perfect. I'm excited to be a part of this plan. Okay, and so now we want to mate this guy and this guy. And they can just be, yeah, coincident like that. It's great. Although those brackets sticking off kind of looks like shit. Those brackets, that's gonna piss me off now. How much smaller do we need to make that? We have reached the OCDC portion of the session here. We'll make him 7/8 shorter. How's that sound? How do you like them apples? Okay, which that is this sketch. How about we just simply... Oh, actually, I don't need to edit that one. We just edit that one. Oh, hang on. No, don't do that. We'll just make it 2.5 so that we don't have to make it stupid, 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 stupid. And that'll be fine. It'll be enough to secure this thing on there.
Are those the only two places that those are going to mount at?
That's what it looks like they did on the Jupiter and the 119. Because
that kind of seems like it's a lot of weight hanging kind of far out.
Two things. That's what, I mean, it's made out of thin sheet steel other than the brass piece. It's actually less weight than you'd think.
Yeah, but you got, you know, the engine rocking side to side constantly,
For sure.
vibrating, and
Yeah, that's the joy. That is how it is on the Jupiter, from what I can see. I don't see a third bracket anywhere. They're bolted to the frame with those 1/4-inch brackets at the front and back, and they float in space for the rest. So... yeah, because there's nothing else to attach them to, really. Anyway, that now works for thems both, although that's now hitting the valve gear hanger. Oh! Oh!
you know, I was gonna say something about having
No! Do you see what Baldwin did? Hey, this one's pretty symmetrical. Fucking ram it in there, bud! And it is so not centered at all. Oh, Baldwin. 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 I'm sending this to our group chat right now. It's hysterically accurate. Just ram it through there. Oh my god.
maybe tighten up the distance between the wheel and
we
fender.
could make it tighter because I think my valve rod's also gonna bang into it. My valve crosshead. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say something about it earlier.
We'll set the
I was gonna
offset
say-
a little tighter. Fucking Baldwin.
Everybody's saying, yeah, you had one job, Baldwin.
One
Well, they got it to work.
job. They did in fact get it to work. They have done more than we've done by a lot. We haven't built one locomotive and they made like 70,000. So, you know, I guess they get some points. All right, sketch 1. Oh, that's not. I need sketch 2. Yeah, can we bring it in an inch maybe? See what that looks like. Because you gotta have some clearance because suspensionisms. .23 doesn't look half bad. And it looks a lot more like you could ram it through there, all stupid-like. Oh, I don't have to have a meeting. Apparently Andrew says it would be main body color, but it should be wine rather than umber. Okay. Well, we haven't painted any of the cab or any of that other crap yet, so... Well, we have a fair amount more space for jounce, and I would hate for it to contact. Yeah, technically our driver could move up about that far. For the front one, I mean, if your valve is all the way back... Yeah, how did they rectify that on the real engine? They had a squished, fucked up fender. The front one was just squished and fucked up. I was trying to avoid making separate ones for the front and back. Because you kind of have to make it squish. You have to make the distance be smaller. Because you still need that vertical clearance like that. Oh, God, that's going to make that fucking washout plug a bitch to get out.
Squished.
Yeah, but that doesn't look pretty.
It's not going to look pretty either way.
Well, the back one could look pretty, and then there's, like, motion to distract you up there. Okay. We'll make a new one. We'll make a front one. Thanks, Baldwin. Thanks for that. And Baldwin was like, this thing is itty-bitty. There's no space to put anything. What did you want us to do? Better. Baldwin, I wanted you to do better. Alright, I have to make a new part outside of the dealio. See, this is kind of the fun thing about making some of the, like, this is not a crazy part, because you learn the dumb shit that they went through to make it when you have to stare at it that intently. Drive wheel front fender. Oh, lordy. Let me get these top chats. Sorry, I was going so crazy. Darknut96, Brakeman, 28 months. When flying, are you going to freehand it or stencil? That's a great question, and that depends on a lot. It would be bitchin' if we could find somebody who's cool enough to freehand it. If John Coker is still alive by the time that we have to paint this thing, it'd be fun to have John come paint it, and I'm sure he'd get a huge kick out of that, but I don't know how long it's going to take us to make the choo-choo. 80 former, I really should stop sending money to these because you don't have infinite money, but are you going to add the superheater? No. Thank you, though. Part train thing, if it were attached the way it were before, would it count as a fender bender when the part breaks, or is that only depending on how it breaks? Only if the fender gets bent. It's very simple to understand. T.S. Baldwin, it's fine! Correct. Asakar Tayan, I think? I'm sorry. Early in the stream, you were talking about coming to Pennsylvania later this year and wanted to remind you about the stupid, cursed O102 that lives at the Greenville Railroad Museum. Oh, snap. I don't know where that is, but I'll have to look that up. Thank you. Jordan Freeman, you saw something at a zoo near Greenville, Tennessee, that you've never seen in a person. A hyacinth macaw. We love those birdies. Big, dumb, happy, goofy guys. Eric Brinker, squished fender? Now that's a fender bender. Correct. XCY at 1579. Too bad you can't just left click and tug it a bit. This isn't Blender, unfortunately. SolidWorks, even I'm wondering what Baldwin was smoking. Well, at least we're all on the same page here. Alright, so we're going to open our new part, which is locomotive. Oh, it's getting to be dinner time. I'm going to want to finish up somewhat soon. Once we get all these 4 fenders on, I'm going to jump off. Open our new front fender part, because Lord help you trying to copy-paste anything in SolidWorks. Hopefully we can just change Sketch 2 to
You know, I almost asked you if you were going to order pizza, and then I remembered.
What?
What did I call it? The Huber rear chime?
You think I give a single shit about having sad poops after eating pizza? I get to eat pizza.
Oh, you'll give more than one shit after that.
That depends. That's what lactase is for. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Center point arc, I guess. We'll do that. Oh, it's not a true arc, it's a paraboloid. So I guess I need to do like a point like that, and then something like that, right? And then this needs to just be, I mean, that gets awfully tight. Well, this guy needs to still come up and center though. So we'll do that. This guy needs to be, they need to be tangent. Yeah, there we go. And then we simply just fix that in position. Oh, and that breaks everything. Cool. What do you want to know about life? Why are you not defined at the moment? I want to define that, so we got that endpoint defined. That distance needs to be defined. Oh, okay. Oh, look! Hey, look, we made the line. Line is color black. Tyler D, Conductor 8 months. Hello, Burb Lord. Love your stuff. Thank you. Appreciate it. Darknet96. Where's the SolidWorks hammer tool? It would be very satisfying to hit SolidWorks with a hammer. Yeah, and then we want to do a mirror. Mirror on the wall. Who the illest of them all?
Somebody had a question in chat and kind of gives me an idea for like a video, like rail fanning tips.
Oh, somebody has those. I'm not that somebody, but
I would say it'd probably be a little bit better video for like Drayton.
Yeah, Drayton or Mike Armstrong or somebody. Don't stand 25 feet back. Make sure your lighting's good. Enjoy train. Shrug. Them's would be my tips. Face. And then we'll vaguely yellow. Alright, theoretically that just now worked. It says it has errors, but I see a shape. Therefore, I don't care, because we will just fabricate the damn thing when the time comes. Go away. Drive wheel front fender, kabang, and then we're gonna mate circle to circle, make it concentric. And you can see just how much it's still gonna have to get whacked. Oh, joy. Yeah, we're still gonna have to whack that in a little bit further. But that's alright, we're at least gonna have it vaguely proper. Where is its bracket? Oh, did its brackets not build? Oh, its brackets didn't build. That one of its brackets built. Oh, because that line goes to... that would have been an easy thing to fix, and we just Leroy Jenkins right the hell past that. Okay, if we tighten that another 1/2 inch, that'll be all good. Exit that. Continue. We're going to ignore your error. It's fine. And then we need the sketch that defines that thing, that line. That thing. It scares me. That guy needs to be coincident with, shocker, that guy. Pow. Pow. Kablooey! Hey, look. It still has errors, but it rebuilt, so figure it out.
Good enough?
Rob Dog, hello from the UK. I love your vids so much. It inspired me to become a steam locomotive driver. You're still a cleaner at the moment. Been doing it a few months now. Congrats. Keep working at it. That's awesome. You guys do cool stuff over there. Do the thing. It's exciting. Glad you enjoyed the videos, too. Oh, Danny Harmon would be a great one to do a rail fanning tips video as well. Yeah, because I go foam steam, but I don't tend to do like rail fanny stuff. It still needs to be whacked further in. Get it actually in place though, so we can continue hammering it. It just needs just a little more. Baldwin. Baldwin, Baldwin, Baldwin. Alright. Drift wheel front fender, and then we go back to sketch 2. Really not giving it much clearance there at the end. Oh. The sweep is... Oh. Oh. You know those errors that I'm supposed to, like, look at? Me too. I'll just put that back out there. Let's figure out. What is the height on this one? 23 inches from center up is our center in the middle. See, we lost a dimension there somehow. I think that's probably still got to be kind of tight like that. There we go. Something is still erroring out, but that looks more like the shape it's supposed to be. Yep. Oh, do I still have the other fender in rollback state? No, okay, I don't. Look at that! We whacked it in there. Oh, wow, fenders are gonna make driver brakes really fucking annoying. Oh, driver brakes. Fuck. Put that on the list. Write that down. Write that down. Where did I put my list? Did I close my list? Why do I keep closing stuff? I want pictures of Spider-Man. Oh, I didn't close the list.
Like I said,
it's just on many tabs.
internal disc brakes.
No! Shut up. Brake rigging. Driver brakes. The nice thing about driver brakes is that it's gonna be real easy because you put the brake cylinder back, you know, tucked in somewhere. You can honestly probably put it underneath the cab, brake cylinder down. Oh no, that's where the drawbar is. Air pump there. Oh, brake cylinder above air pump, lever. Squeeze on back underside of wheel. There would be a way to make it work. It's a small dude. There's no space to put anything. Maybe we don't do driver brakes. Something that I'd like to look at the very least. Anyway, there's 2 fenders on there. And we still have one more to do for the lead truck. But we made some parts. It's about food time over here on my end. So I think we're gonna call her there. I'm gonna bring out the list. So how much is left? It's fine. It's fine. Now I can say pilot truck fenders. Smiley face. Is there a strike through? I could do a strike through and I could date the list when we do something. I don't know if Google Drive has a strike through option. Control S? No, guess not. Fine. Done. 7, 14, 20, 25, and I confused the Australian. Pilot truck fender. Because of course it has those too. You gotta prevent all the grease from the wheels to get slung out, but yeah. Yep, it's a short list. It's almost less, like, it's like just a little more than a page. Post that in Mon-Two-Zuma, but it's been fun, guys. It was good to audit the project and get a part done. Well, 2 parts, technically, because, you know. And in traditional rest of the Mon-Two-Zuma project, including how Baldwin did it, the fireman side is forlorn, and we're just going to leave it that way. You only need a front, you know, 3/4 shot, right? And that didn't end up looking halfway bad. Although it actually might still need to come in a little bit for that valve rocker situation. Or that valve rocker situation needs to go more forward, or the whole front end of the locomotive kind of needs another look. It's fine. Anyways, guys, it was a fun one. Let me get these last couple top chats here, and we'll go from there. Oh lord. Okay. Stream, please stop lagging. Please. If YouTube will let me scroll. Oh, yep. That tracks it crashed. Okay, let me go to fan funding, and then here we go. Pilot Pegasi, gotta love making CAD work when the actual engineer said beat it with a hammer until it fits. Correct. Hence why we're not doing piping. AJ Rep 1994, good old brute force and ignorance. Correct. Youths, if you want an underqualified engineering student to make a cardboard brake stand in SolidWorks, you're willing, just need dimensions. See, that's the problem. I too just need the dimensions. Appreciate it though. CPC Farms, if you could send me an STL file of the Mon-Two-Zuma, you could make it and send you a model of it in color. Discord message me. I very much appreciate the offer. We'll have to see. I want to get it more done, and our CAD model's not really a great model for modeling because it's a model for engineering, which changes things. So, anyways, thanks so much, everybody. A lot of fun. We'll catch you sometime later. I know we said we were going to do more video game live streams. We haven't done that, so I'm going to try and look to do one of those maybe this week and or weekend if there's time and all that stuff. So look forward to that. Otherwise, Mon-Two-Zuma next week as well. Bye, everybody!